Storm season is coming, people, and your first choice for roofing needs should be Rhino Roofing. Locally owned and operated, the Rhino specializes in all types of repair and replacement. Large scale, traditional, modern, unique roof lines, they can do it all. Protect your home and your family with the specialized services of Rhino Roofing. Visit our Facebook page today and make an appointment. Rhino Roofing is all the hype for any roof type.
I'm Todd Miller, and this is Grain & Grange, the coolest furniture store you've never heard of. Come see us.
Good evening, and welcome to another great night of Cashion Wildcat football here live from Perry, Oklahoma. I'm Neiman Ababi. Joining me here in the sweat box on the east side of beautiful Crane Stadium is my man Chris Gibson and our new staff member, our new
Daniels Field.
What is it?
Daniels Field is the name of it. Come on, man.
Yeah, dude, that's just like me and what's in our district for softball. I'm just making stuff like that. My man Drew Baker. Drew Baker's going to be our sideline guy, our insider scooper guy. I think we've already coined him. Chris, we're going to give you credit for this, Drew's Clues.
Drew's Clues,
yeah,
baby.
We are it's hot, but we knew that was going to happen in September, Labor Day coming, but we're super glad and thrilled to be here live from Perry. Game number 2 is the Cashion Wildcats 0-1, coming off that stinging loss to Rejoice Christian last week, looking to rebound up here on I-35, and it'll be the Perry Maroons that will be taking on. So, Chris and Drew, welcome. Good evening.
Yep. Happy to be here in the sweat box.
Yeah, and I think we'll have a big shout out to our Squirtle TV our partners, Adam Dieselhorse, Corey Rogers, and our man Sooner Lawyer, Andy Campbell. Running Pay Dirt. We're going to be another featured game tonight. So for those of you here on Cashion Wildcats TV that have been following us, you know this is Homer Television, but when we get close to the red zone, we may have to clean it up a little bit. So we'll see how that goes, especially on the officiating. But we really appreciate.
So does that mean you're not going to yell touchdown Wildcats?
I'm absolutely going to be yelling Cashion Wildcats touchdown. Absolutely. I just try to be very nice on the other end with everything else going on if it happens to be one of our competitors. But we're super thrilled and thankful for our Squirtle family bringing this on. The Pay Dirt was a huge success last week. We hope to have a lot of Cashion Wildcats in the red zone tonight. And certainly we're looking forward to a victory and Cashion moving to 1-0 here out of district. So Chris and Drew, Drew, we'll throw it back to you. Last week was your first week. What were some of your thoughts from last week's, we'll call it a stunning loss, even though Chris called it, he predicted it, but the loss last week?
The loss last week, to me, it kind of looked like we didn't take advantage of some opportune moments that we had on offense and on defense also. I feel like there were some tackles that maybe some people were out of position for. I mean, it was kind of a typical week 1 look for me, a team that hadn't had a game yet in the season, people kind of working out the kinks. Unfortunately, they were playing a really good team that week in Rejoice, and so some of those missed opportunities that sometimes in the earlier weeks aren't as big of a deal unfortunately hurt us in that game.
Totally agree. Chris, anything from your perspective? I know we're going to jump into more about tonight's game, but from last week's game, again, 34-27 loss. Cashion had plenty of chances in the fourth quarter to win. Ben Harmon had a great day, 22 for 40 for 275 and a touchdown. Manning had another 169 through the air. What were some of your maybe 1 or 2 key thoughts from last week's game?
Drew hit the nail on the head. Is that what it is? When he said,
make up our own stuff. We can have our own.
Out of just defense tackling. I mean, there was times where last year we didn't see one missed tackle through the whole game. Last week we saw some arm tackling, and when you play against good athletes, you can't arm tackle. You got to go in there and bring the thunder, right? And last year that's that intensity that we had. This week, let's see if they pick it up a little bit and don't have that intensity against the Maroons.
Yeah, wonderful. So it'll be the Perry Maroons 0-1. They lost last week as well to the Pawhuska Huskies, the Dogs from Osage County. In fact, I know you may talk a little bit about that game last week, but certainly some surprises in that game, and then certainly a situation where I don't think at 0-1 Cashion will be taking anyone lightly from the rest of the season on. We'll go to a quick timeout as the rest of the teams are out here finishing out their stretches. We're right around 6:30. We'll check out some technical stuff, and we'll touch on tonight's game here as the Cashion Wildcats 0-1 taking on the Perry Maroons 0-1 here live from, was it Cranefield?
Danielsfield.
I'm never going to get it right.
It's right there on the scoreboard.
Oh, there it is, yeah. Daniel Field. It's historic Daniel Field.
Hey, I learned some trivia a while ago. What stadium is older, this stadium or Guthrie Stadium? Guthrie's is older by 3 years.
3 years, okay.
So,
I think they were both built in the those work programs in the Depression.
The WPA.
Yep, the WPA program.
Look at this knowledge, dropping
knowledge
for you. You came from football, you're learning history.
Useless information.
Learning history. We'll be right back right after this on Cashion Wildcats TV.
Wiggins, Sewell, and Ogletree is dedicated to championing our clients through complicated and challenging litigations. We pride ourselves on a proven track record of success brought forth by fierce litigation skills. The lawyers and staff of our firm are dedicated to effective and personalized representation for every client who entrusts our service. Uncompromising integrity, unparalleled results. Call Wiggins, Sewell, and Ogletree, 405-232-1211. Gateway Realty is a mother-daughter team that has a heart for small-town life. Both Anita and Kelly were born and raised in Cashion and are still raising their families here. Their family homesteaded in Cashion in 1908, and it's been home ever since. Anita and Kelly know this town, love this town, and would love to help make this your home too. For a friendly face and trustworthy knowledge, call these hometown girls at 405-641-7388. Go Wildcats!
Cashion FBC is a church seeking to grow in Christ and our love for the body of Christ. With ministries from children to youth to adults, we strive to present the gospel in an engaging and meaningful way. Sunday school meets at 9:45 a.m. and worship starts at 11 a.m. Children and youth meet on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Please check our website at cashionfbc.org for more information, and we hope to see you this Sunday, located a half-mile east of Cashion.
All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcats TV. Neiman Abavi, Chris Gibson, now Drew Baker. I got to get ready to make sure I remember all those names. A big shout out to all of you, and thanks to all of you for joining us. Again, we had several thousand. Was it 5,000, 4,000 last week?
It was like 4,600 people.
So, again, starting off great, and we can't do this without our great sponsors. You'll see them down in the corner there. You'll see Doc D there, Diesel Horse Sports and Orthopedics and Trust Agency. We're going to have a whole slew of new commercials and logos. Please stay with us. We've had so many people chiming in wanting to help that we've got Corey and the gang over at Squirtle working overtime to get the commercials. So if you've been left off on week 1, and if you get left off here in week 2, or week 0 to week 1, our apologies. We're not in charge of that. We're just the grunt staff.
There is a lot of games to be played, and we are going to stream a lot of events this year.
We'll get you going. You guys have been fantastic. Awesome. So we appreciate all of our wonderful sponsors making this a possibility. Each and every single week, and definitely while we're here on the road here in Perry, Oklahoma. So this is a great section where we start to kind of break down the competition for Cashion this week. It'll be the Perry Maroons, led by Coach Travis Cole, again 0-1. So, Chris, let's break it down a little bit. Let's take a look, see what we think about in terms of the Perry Maroons and what to expect.
Yeah, I mean, the Perry Maroons came out and took a 14-0 lead against Pawhuska last week, and I mean, Cashion Wildcat fans know how tough Pawhuska is.
Well coached, a lot of
and
athletes.
so, right there, that just shows you they can be explosive if the right players get loose in the open field. The Maroons are a team that will be young up front, but they have a lot of fast kids, and they're quick learners, according to Coach Travis Cole. Just reading the Vite magazine, he said, they're young, but they'll get out there and get after it. Up front, they're going to be young. Like I said, I think they have one returning lineman. You'll also see a new quarterback out there for the Maroons. And to be honest, I don't think he was even slated to be a quarterback at the beginning of the season.
Last week was his first week at quarterback.
Yeah, so, I mean, the Maroons are a team that, have some weapons, and it'll be fun to watch up against the Wildcats. Drew has talked to Coach Cole from the Perry Maroons, and he's got a little more to add to that.
So when I talked to Coach Cole on Wednesday, I asked him, did Cashion losing to Rejoice last week change how they were going to prepare for the game this week? And he said as far as losing last week to Rejoice, He said it surprised him because when Cashion loses, you take notice because they built a culture that has been built especially around winning. And since they beat Rejoice last year, he was kind of surprised in that. But as far as his game plan went, he said that there was no alterations to the game plan. He knew what he wanted to do coming into the game. Obviously, he watched the Cashion film, how they lined up to things. But as far as his game plan, he wanted to keep it as he had it. But after rewatching the film, he told his kids that Rejoice was a really good football team and that he felt like the Wildcats were on the edge of making a lot of big plays, kind of like what we talked about in the pregame. And after they didn't make a lot of big plays, he said it just kind of felt like an off night for them at moments, the Wildcats, that is. But regardless, the Wildcats are still a very good team, and Cashion and Perry play each other. It's going to be a 4-quarter game that he hopes, and he thinks that it will be. As far as what he thought they needed to do against the Wildcats, he said that he wanted to limit their big plays on defense as well as offense, and he said, quote, as long as you can keep the ball out of Ben Harmon's hand the most, that you should be in pretty good shape. He said he's known Cashion a long time for their physicality and intensity up front, and he said that he told his kids that all week. They were going to have to match that if they wanted it to be a 4-quarter game. And then he also said that any plays off, there wouldn't be any excuse for that. You couldn't take plays off to kind of figure out how the offense was going to work or the defense was going to work. Because if you did that, Cashion had the ability to make a lot of big plays in that aspect. And then a little bit about the Perry team, you kind of touched on it. Caden Hall, who's their quarterback, has only been their quarterback for last week in their scrimmage against Pawhuska, or their game against Pawhuska. And then he played 3 years as running back. But last week he had 200 yards rushing and a touchdown, I believe.
Yeah, he was fantastic on a couple breakaways. I know, Chris, you're probably going to talk about that.
Yep.
And then Dylan Height, their corner, who's also a receiver, had a big night last week with 82 yards and a touchdown. They have two tight ends that are both very good. One's a freshman, one's a senior. He said they're both very versatile. They can run the ball and they can block really well. So he said they're going to depend a lot on those two guys. And then he also said that they have, a lot of young kids coming up on this team. He said they were successful, in junior high, but a lot of things changes. But as far as up front and a lot of other positions, they're a very young group of kids. And he said they also played Pawhuska last week, and he said that between Cashion and Pawhuska, he looks forward to getting his team prepared against their big games against, Hennessy, OCS, and Luther, and he really hopes that playing hard against Cashion for 4 quarters, what he hopes will prepare them for those 3 district games that they have coming up.
Fantastic breakdown. It's part of Drew's Clues. I kind of wanted the insider scoop. Drew, it's amazing because I know with a name like Neiman Abavi, if I called Coach Travis Cole, he'd go, who? What? So fantastic work. Any first lessons that you learned in trying to get a hold of Coach Cole? Anything that you learned that you want to share with just as part of our growth here at CWTV?
Well, it helped that he and Coach Wood were friends.
Okay.
And so I was able to text Shaq and asked if he or any of the other coaches were friends with Coach Cole before I tried to call him. I was just going to call his office, but I figured I wouldn't get an answer that way. But him and Coach Wood are friends, and so through Shaq and Coach Wood, I was able to get his number and kind of talk to him for a little while.
Well, that's awesome that he, would open up to you and let us bring a little value.
Yeah.
We talked
broadcast for probably 15 or 20 minutes. He was real open about it and just, a good guy to talk to.
That's awesome.
Well, Chris, in terms of, your breakdown of the Perry Maroons and kind of some thoughts about them.
Yeah, my players to watch, if we just jump over there, Drew said it right there. The couple that the coach said to kind of watch for, the ones that Drew said right there. Number 9, Caden Hall, 6 foot, 100-pound senior. Caden is going to, he's a great athlete. If you watched any film on him, if he gets some open space, he will be gone. He's going to play a little bit on both sides of the ball. He lines up at quarterback for the Maroons and was originally, supposed to play running back. So he's had some big throws last week against Pawhuska. I think their first touchdown was a great throw in the corner.
It was.
To the receiver that I wanted to highlight next is number 7, Dylan Height. I think Dylan Height, his dad is the principal over here, and I think we just talked to him a while ago.
Yeah.
So, but he's a good kid. Chad Tishner knows that family real well. Chad said that great family, great kid that works hard. Dylan Height is a senior wide receiver, defensive back. You're going to see him on both sides of the ball a lot tonight, just like you will Caden. He also, where to really look for him at, I think, where he's going to shine is going to be on that lining up out there at wide receiver. He's a tall kid, and he will go up and get the football.
He stands out. He stood out in the Pawhuska game. I didn't watch a lot of the scrimmage work with Perry, but that game against Pawhuska, he clearly stood out as a go-to target. And he had that. Did he have like a 70-yard touchdown reception?
Yeah,
Is that what that
he had
was?
the little screen, and he's fast. you go 70 yards against Pawhuska, that means you're fast because they have some fast kids that can usually run you down. So, as you're watching the game tonight, watch out for number 9, Caden Hall, and number 7, Dylan Height. Those two kids are going to be, Neiman's going to say their name a lot tonight, that's for sure.
Hopefully getting tackled, again, here on Cashion Wildcats on the television. Right. Cashion Wildcats, again, coming off a tough loss to the Rejoice Christian Eagles. You could tell that Coach Marley and the group, they had revenge on the mind, on the brain as they came in here. They were pumped up. They were aggressive from the get-go. They wanted it, and they played absolutely tough. And it took Cashion, even though we came down and had some early success, it was a situation where it looked like we were still finding our bearings. Ben Harmon had a fantastic game. What can you say? He was trying to put all 50 players on his shoulders and carry them as he went 22 for 40 for 275, had that one touchdown, had another 18 carries for 101 as Coach Shack was trying to figure out that RPO, that run option play between him and Nick Nabavi. He also had another touchdown on the ground. Mason Manning, leading receiver on the day, 12 receptions for 169 yards, one touchdown, had that long for 70. That kind of helped break it out for us. I thought that was going to be the chance for Cashion as the Rejoice Christian Eagles were playing that press man coverage, loading the box, daring us to go deep. I thought we'd have a little bit more success, but certainly we'll see what happens tonight. All tackles on the defense side led by the sophomore. In first game, Bryce Burke, transfer in. Not transfer, I shouldn't say. I guess he's a move-in. Move in. We don't have transfers at Cashion thus far, not yet.
Not until they're going to make us.
They're going to make us, but Bryce Burke was very healthy, and you could see where his motor was a little bit better in the second half. I think he was kind of trying to absorb it all, and then just went out and was a playmaker. In fact, he had 2 tackles for loss, I believe, or 2 big tackles on that opening drive for Rejoice. He finished with 8. Nick Nabavi had a couple sacks, 1.5 tackles for loss on the day. But certainly from a standpoint, the story for Cashion, I think you guys said it straight, was this was a game that they could have won, did not play perfect, have opportunities on both sides of the ball. And certainly, I'm sure Shaq looks to rectify that. From the Shaq perspective, Drew, what insider scoop do you have for our folks here on CWTV?
So from Coach Shaq, I kind of asked him the same questions that I asked Coach Cole. I asked him kind of what his biggest takeaway after watching the film last week against Rejoice was. And like we've been saying all night, he said that they needed to tackle better and take advantage of scoring opportunities that they maybe didn't on Friday. As far as the things that needed to change in this game going forward, tackling, alignment, and assignments, he said they missed way too many assignments on defense and that were lined up not correctly on defense. That resulted, obviously, in tackles being missed.
Yeah, Drew, we saw that on a couple of those jet sweeps, those basic jet sweeps, guys just not even getting into position.
But he said as far as keys to what he thought they needed to do tonight in particular, you have to stop their quarterback. He's really good under pressure, and he's real good on the offensive side of the ball, obviously, and they need to hit big plays when they present themselves because he's going to hit plays if he gets the opportunity. And like Chris said, the players to watch, their quarterback. He hadn't been playing quarterback for very long, but his reputation as a running back the 3 years before that precedes him as far as what he can do on offense. And number 7, Dylan Height, they said that he is a kid you watch out for. He's a big kid. He can make really good plays when he's open like that. But he said as far as their biggest thing they need to do defensively, they need to put pressure on the quarterback. They need to be able to run the ball better. That's something that last week I thought really hurt us a lot, especially when they were, triple coverage on Landon Lagasse and then double coverage on a couple other people. We weren't able to run the ball as effectively as we should. So he said he wants to do that a lot better. And then they need to win one-on-one opportunities outside the ball. They play a lot of man coverage, he said, so that's something that they've been harping on this week at practice to get ready for.
Okay, love it. I love it. The fact that you got that much out of Coach Shaq means that you've earned your $0 paycheck, and you're welcome back anytime.
I earned it this week.
I think we've all joked. Coach Shaq, I think from a standpoint, he kind of carries himself in a very thoughtful way. And so getting more than a couple words out of him, at first I took offense. I'm like, Shaq, what's the problem? And I just realized he's just really thoughtful and quiet when it comes to most folks. And so that's great. I think the word is reserved, but
yes.
No, that's a great breakdown for us. We're going to go to a quick commercial. We'll come back. We'll have keys for the Cats based on my man Chris Gibson, and we'll probably have maybe the national anthem and a couple things. Looks like we do have a little bit of rain, so if you're still driving, maybe if you got a poncho in the back of the car or the truck, you may want to bring it in. I don't know what that's going to look for.
It might miss us to the north, but it's kind of
they said in the Squirtle group that Garber was in a lightning delay. So.
Okay, so let's hope that it stays north of us and away from us. But again, for Chris Gibson and Drew Baker, I'm Nina Bobby here on Cashion Wildcats TV. We'll be back in a sec.
Absolute Pools, Lawns, and Landscape is not your ordinary pool builder. From traditional to exotic and anything in between, our staff offers paramount quality and service through the entire design and build process. We provide service to the entire OKC metro and surrounding towns. So relax, knowing our team is wholeheartedly committed to building a trusting and lasting relationship with you. Visit us on Facebook or give us a call today at 405-285-9729. Absolute Pools, Lawns, and Landscape.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Christy Perry is a Cashion-based attorney providing clients in Oklahoma with trusted, experienced legal counsel regarding wills and trusts, bankruptcy, and other areas of law. Flexible scheduling is available to discuss your options, and your first consultation is free. If you need assistance regarding a legal matter, call your local Oklahoma licensed attorney, Christy Perry, at 918-373-0882.
At Maples Nixon Dieselhorst, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Dieselhorst, and we are here to help.
Cashion Shape Up Fitness is locally owned and operated with no contracts or sign-up fees. Our rates start at only $30 per month, and we have tanning available. Everything you need to work on your health and fitness. So contact Amber Lee to sign up today, 405-538-8248. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Cashion Shape Up Fitness. Have a pest problem? Call Rural Pest Solutions today. We offer as-needed services as well as a variety of treatment schedules. We're family-owned and operated, and we specialize in treating life's smallest problems: spiders, ants, roaches, termites, mice, and more. For both residential and commercial, we're ready to solve your pest problems today. So call Rural Pest Solutions in Cashion, 405-238-6565. Proud supporter of Wildcat athletes.
Chris Cochran and his whole football family are really fired up for the Cashion Wildcats tonight. Also about him joining forces with Legacy Insurance and Investments. He has taken his extensive...
All right, welcome back to CWTV Live from Perry, Oklahoma, from Daniels Field. I'm Neiman Bobby, Chris Gibson, Drew Baker here. We got Mark Parrott up on the camera. We've got Gage Beddick on the field camera, and we're so blessed and thankful that you're here as the Cashion Wildcats 0-1 taking on the Perry Maroons led by Travis Cole 0-1. Cashion Wildcats looking to rebound after a tough loss. We appreciate you guys joining us here on CWTV production. It'll also be a pay dirt production as part of the Squirtle TV family. Drew, you're going to make it back there with those leg squats. You got your jeans on. Goodness gracious. It is a hot one. It is humid. We've got possible rain coming in. So if you're at home watching in your comfort, then God bless you. Big shout out to my man Ben Welch. I don't know if he's watching. We'll give him another shout out later. He's the voice of the Tonkawa Bucks.
Nice.
He's a big fan. He's a good guy on I think it's 104.7 or 1047 The Bull. Also, big shout out to Brexton and Brett Green. They're out dove hunting. We've been out dove hunting with them on Labor Day weekend. Obviously, we're here watching football, but they're out there, Brexton, looking to. I think the Emporia State, along with Case, they're down here playing UCO this week.
Hey, I gotta chime in for a second. Case Cochran sent me a message last week during the game and said, "Hey, can you give my guy Will Amos and Connor Lears a shout out?" Because now they're Cashion's biggest fans now. So they were all watching the game. All these guys are playing up there at Emporia State, and they were all sitting around watching the game and said,
I love it. I'll give Will Amos a half shout out. He beat our butts that
dude was
a couple times.
Yeah, a couple times.
Solid.
Yeah, he was a one-man wrecking machine. No offense to anyone else there at Afton, but that dude, he strapped it up and ran, and he
could go.
He was a good one. We certainly appreciate his athleticism and his fight.
Absolutely.
You were part of that one of those, weren't you?
2 of those.
Both of them.
Both of them.
I'm sorry. I was in Vegas for the second one, where we had Seth Brown at Wildcat for a little bit on that one.
Nice.
But nonetheless, appreciate that. And a big shout out to all the Wilson family out in Arizona. Let me make sure and get the names right as the Perry Maroon Band is out playing a little instrumental play there. Uncle Mitch and Aunt Shannon, they got tuned in. Oh, from Seattle. My bad. So big shout out from them. So hopefully they're watching as Joey, the center, and DN is out there. And we love the Wilson family for sure. Again, all those brothers ahead of him as well have been fantastic. So with that, we'll go to the national anthem. We'll come down with Chris's Keys for the Cats here tonight. All right, God bless America. Flag at half staff in honor of those 13 Marines who battled and fought to save Americans trying to get out of Afghanistan. And again, it's a tough time right now, but any opportunity for us to come together as a country and as people and great citizens to continue to fight for freedom, not only here but across the world, is a good day. So with that, we always want to honor this great country that we happen to be blessed to be living in. And so with that, Chris, with that segue, let's talk about Keys for the Cats tonight from your perspective, the Legacy Financial Services and Insurance. Keys for the Cats for victory tonight.
Yep, offensively, I mean, Drew had some points from Coach Shackelford, and they kind of lined up a lot with what I have to say here. Execution. We will need to come out and execute tonight against the Maroons. Each player needs to do their job, make the plays. They have to do their job to make everything come together in Shaq's offense. Clean, stay clean. How many times last week did we have wide receivers jumping off sides? You can't have that. As a ex-wide receiver, you look at the ball. When the ball moves, you move. And that was just, lack of focus, really, because there was really good players doing it, and I guarantee you this week they're going to clean it up. Yep. All right, on the defensive side of the ball, Coach Shackelford said it. He said the exact same thing. Keep the quarterback contained. We'll have to keep the quarterback, Caden Hall, contained tonight. If he gets loose, he can definitely hurt you with his legs. If he sees a lane, he will not be scared to pull it down and get big yards. And then gang tackle. Tackle. Wrap up. Come with some authority and take people down. How many times did we see the Rejoice Christian quarterback and running back run through tackles? This week we cannot have that happen because this quarterback is a good enough player that he can do that same exact thing if you just try to arm tackle. Come in, tackle hard, and if the Wildcats will stick to those keys right there, we're going to have a big win tonight.
I love it. I love it. So, Chris, doesn't it make you feel good that, we don't just type up these graphics up here today? I mean, these were made a few days in advance. Does it make you feel good that you're almost in Shaq's head?
Yeah, I was sitting there reading my keys as he was reading Shaq's stuff, and I was like, damn.
I love it. I love it. It's just another reminder of the greatest color guy here in the state doing high school football. And you're welcome because it is free of charge thanks to all of our great sponsors and our Squirtle TV partners. So, Chris, we've got about 3 minutes. I don't see captains. I do see the referees on the field. I guess we might as well get a prediction. What are your thoughts?
Hey, I'm down. Y'all ready for my prediction?
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
All right, so this week, I really think, I didn't bring it up earlier about, when we asked me what I thought about last week's game. To be honest, I did say that I thought they would lose that first game during our preseason show. But to be honest, I really thought they'd come out a lot more focused than they did last week. And really and truly, I don't think that loss was as bad a thing. I don't ever like to lose, don't get me wrong. Right. But it could be a really good thing for this team because I saw Camden Maroney after the game. I said, it's really hard to go 17-0. And that's what they were going for. They were going for their 17th win in a row. And, that maybe they lost a little focus. Maybe they were riding a little high. Maybe their heads were a little big.
Yep.
And I guarantee that, punch in the mouth.
It brings things back to reality.
Yes. I hope it wakes them up. That gave them a little shake. And now tonight they're going to come out here and dominate, because I definitely would rather lose the first game than the last game of the season. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Amen.
So, with all that being said, I think they're going to come out focused.
Hold up. Sharpie is out.
Oh, get the Sharpie out.
I had a pen.
That's what you got us last week. You didn't have the Sharpie out.
We're superstitious around here.
I think with all that, what I just said, they're going to come out focused. Cashion's going to be 42, and Perry Maroon's 14.
42-14. I love it.
Okay.
It's Sharpied up on the piece of paper. And again, I say it every week. Again, if we had a high school betting line, my man Chris would be the shark of all sharks. He'd have the call-in show.
I don't know. Lane has the hot dog line, and I think he's usually pretty spot on.
Yeah, Lane's probably running around here with his football shark book somewhere.
Yeah, he probably does. All right, well, we've got about 1:45. I don't see captains. I don't see anybody. Neither team is out. So we'll go to a quick commercial. And I'm going to run on the field to see get a card for the officials. So when they do make some good calls, we'll make sure and acknowledge that. And we'll be right back here on CWTV. Appreciate you joining us here.
25 years of experience and proven customer service down to one of the historic buildings on Cashion's Main Street. Chris is an independent agent now and can shop all of your farm, personal, commercial, and life policy needs to provide you with a lot of different options. He is also licensed to assist with all of your financial planning needs like 401k rollovers, IRAs, and mutual funds. Call Chris anytime and let him go to work for you. Our partnership will be a win-win.
For 31 years and counting, Community State Bank has taken great pride in being your hometown bank. With branches located in Cashion, Dover, and Hennessy, CSB strives to reflect the small-town hospitality these communities are known for. Our friendly staff is here to serve you and provide one of the best banking experiences around, equipping our customers with the latest in banking technology combined with a personal, down-home relationship. Come into one of our local branches or visit us at www.mycsb.com. Community State Bank, small-town banking, the way it should be. Member FDIC. At Water Heater Man, we specialize in repairing and replacing all water heaters. We service the OKC Metro and surrounding towns with fast, reliable service. We keep our vans fully stocked with essential parts needed for basic repairs, and new tanks are always on the vans ready to go. We offer free estimates on all jobs with financing options available. We match manufacturer's warranty for all newly replaced water heaters. We'll get your water heater back up and running as fast as possible so you don't have to put your life on hold waiting for service. Give us a call today, 405-844-TANK. That's 405-844-8265. Go Wildcats!
Number 56, Joey Wilson. Captains tonight for the Maroons.
All right, Cashion Wildcats in their maroon maroon helmets, white tops, black pants. A little mixy mix here there. Cashion Wildcats coming out captain-wise, it's all seniors, Landon Lagasse, Mason Manning, Nick Nabavi, Joey Wilson, Ben Harmon getting the draw to stick back. And for the Perry Maroons, I'm going to guess we've got number 7, Dylan Height. We've got number 50, is that 19? Justin Bernard, 6'2", 185 tight end.
Number 9.
We've got number 9, Caden Hall, senior quarterback, 6'1", 178. Who else we got? We got one more.
50.
Probably got a big old boy in there, don't we?
We
have a wonderful press box here, and it is a winter-style press box.
It is definitely for the winter.
High, so we'll have to take a wild guess. But again, the Perry Maroons in the maroon helmets and maroon pants, sporting the gray tops with white numbers and lettering. Looks like we'll get another here
57.
in a second. 57. All right, so that's senior Charlie Gilbreth, 6'1", 166, center. And that's the big difference. You guys didn't talk about this, but Rejoice was, Cashion won the toss?
Cashion won the toss, and we will receive.
Of course we have, Coach Shack style. But, one of the differences last week that I noticed was that, Rejoice came out with a bunch of seniors. They were on the line, all of them about 6'2", 240, 250. I think the average right around 245.
Big kids.
This is going to be a little different today. Biggest player, White Forthing, freshman, left tackle for Perry, 6'3", 243. Other than that, 205, 166, 222, and 185. So a little bit different size difference here for the Cashion Wildcats against Perry tonight. So the Prairie Maroons home team have come out on the field. They'll be on the west side of the field. Sun is actually now okay since it's behind the clouds. I think we're going to make it, guys. I'm kind of delicate. I might melt a little bit, but wait for the Cashion Wildcats as they do come on the field. Cashion Wildcats. Let's see our boys coming out and looking for a big win here. So again, we've got a 6-man crew. I don't have the names of our officials, but they seemed sort of nice to me when I went out and asked for a card. They didn't have anything, so we'll just keep it at position side. Any last thoughts, Chris or Drew, as we think about kickoff coming up? We didn't talk special teams.
Special teams, I thought we did a pretty good job last week on special teams. Nothing really stood out to me as far as mistakes that need to be improved.
Well, the only thing I saw was don't kick it deep to number 5 because he smoked us on the run back.
Solomon Morton for Rejoice, he was legit.
But as far as what we talk about, I think you're not going to be able to miss big game opportunities. You're not going to have the opportunity to miss big plays or to have time to deal with the misalignment. I think that Perry's going to come out and be really prepared for some of the things that we ran last week and some of the things that they know we're going to do. So I don't think that we're going to be able to take, that first quarter or so to learn how they line up or get used to how somebody runs something. I think we're going to have to come out with intensity and be able to match their physicality.
I love it. So the Perry Maroons kicking from south to north, right to left on your screen. Looks like it'll be number 11. Well, it's like number 44. Yeah, it is number 44. That's going to be Matthew Larkin, freshman kicker, deep for the Cashion Wildcats. We've got 3 back in the middle. We've got number 18. We've got number 18 Seth Gilbert to number 3 Max Brown and Landon Lagasse on the edge. Short kick. Nice job there by looks like number 13 Caleb. Caleb Duran.
Yep.
And the Cashion Wildcats will be taking over here down 1st and 10 on that short, high onside kick. And I guess Coach Travis Cole was trying to stay away from all those playmakers.
Yeah, you've got to think that they're going to try to do something to stay over the top. As many times as they got burnt deep last week against Pawhuska, that they're going to think that's going to be a lot of what they're going to see tonight. So let's see what happens. But it looks like they're kind of manning up out there on Landon. I'll say it right now. I think go deep to number 19 on the first play and see what you get.
Cashion 2x2, Nabavi to the right of Harmon. Perry in a 3-4 alignment. 1st down and 10. Be a fake, come back screen. Oh, it's like slant there to Gilbert, in and out of his hands. It's a little bit behind him, but something I think Seth definitely would want back. Sure chance at a 1st down there on that first play.
Yeah, Seth's the kind of kid that's going to take that and say, hey, throw it again to me, Ben, I won't drop it again, and next time I'll take it for a big gain.
That's a big key for a lot of the guys on offense. If you miss a play like that, you can't dwell on it and think on it. That's one of those things you have to move on. There's always the next play.
So it looks like Max Brown comes out. Vandruff comes in at tight end, set Nababi to the right. So we've got twins up top. Ace below is Lagasse. That'll be a keep to Harmon. He's got a big hole. Cuts through. He's got a lane. Cuts back out. Looking, trying to find a block or two. Eventually brought down, weaving and dodging all the way down to the 41 is number 7, Dylan Height with the tackle.
Yeah, good job by Ben right there to be patient, see that lane, and whenever it opened up, he turned on the jets and had to squeeze between 2 Maroons to get through there and get that big gain.
We got Preston Cotter out there, was looking for someone to hit. The junior starting this year out on left tackle, and had Lagasse out there trying to find a blocker. So Cashion first down and 10, right around the 41. We've got trips up top. Ace below, down below is Gilbert by himself. Nababi to the left of Harmon. Snap, it'll be a fake. It's like a slant to Lagasse. Caught is made. That'll be another Cashion first down all the way down to the 21-yard line.
Good job by Landon right there to run a crisp route. And then Ben, that's that timing we talked about last week that they've worked on all summer long. And he put it right between the numbers and gave Landon a good chance to get a few more yards.
So it'll be first down and 10 from it's like the 18 here, 11-11 here in the first quarter. Cashion working quickly down the field, 3 plays, all the way down to the 18-yard line. Trips up top, same formation, Nababi to the right. Harmon back to pass, looking to his left. He's going to come out to an out. Looks like he's got Manning at the corner. He's got a chance at the pylon. And it is Cashion Wildcats touchdown. 4-play drive, 60 yards, and the Wildcats are on the board.
Yeah, just a quick, methodical drive right down the field. I mean, what is that, 4 plays?
4 plays.
I mean, big chunk yardage whenever things worked. And, the only one that didn't work was the one that was dropped. And, man, they came back out, like you said, forgot about that play, and then just went 3 plays for a touchdown.
So kicking the extra point is senior Bryson Hogan. Hogan, a basketball star. We call him Mr. Freeze. Comes off, hits those 3-pointers. Nababi on the hold.
Number 8 on to attempt the extra point.
Kick is up, and it is right down the middle. So Mr. Freeze puts one through, and the Cashion Wildcats add to that 7-0 here with 10:53 in the first quarter. I don't think you can ask for anything better than that, fellas. Drew, I mean, what stood out to you?
No, that looked great. I mean, really good first possession that they had there. Everything looked smooth other than that first drop pass, which is to be expected, of course. But I'm really excited to see how the defense is going to react coming out here, because I know that Coach Cole, in that interview that I talked to him about, he said, he was really excited about what their offense could do potentially against the defense here.
Yeah, here's that touchdown again, so just watch it. Ben gets the ball, does a good job of seeing what the defense is going to give him, delivers a strike, and then Mason Manning with the speed to get to the pylon.
All right, so with that, Cashion goes up 7-0 here. First quarter action, first drive, 4 plays, 60 yards. Up to, looks like the kick for the Cashion Wildcats will be the senior number 8. Bryson Hogan. And Cashion will have 2 or 3 kickers that they'll work through. Looks like the senior's been the one that's gotten the draw thus far.
Number 8 set to kick for Cashion. Maroons, number 7, Dylan
Height.
Hey, did we ever find out what happened last week while that onside kick didn't count? I mean,
it has to touch the ground.
It has to touch the ground?
It does,
did you find out from brother-in-law?
Or another player. It has to either touch the ground or another player. That's my understanding.
Okay, well.
Yeah, we're learning
I need
every
you
day.
to call your brother-in-law and find out for sure. Come on now. What are you doing?
Hogan with the kick. Cashion side. That'll go deep down the middle, actually. That's going to hit the front hash. Number 9 up with the ball. Caden Hall, he'll come back through, and he's swarmed under Nick Nababi. Max Brown.
I think Nick got hit harder by Jackson Vandrift than it.
He has all season down there.
Caden Hall kind of saw Jackson Vandrift coming with the thunder, and he ducked, and Jackson hit Nick right there, but got him down nonetheless.
So the Perry Maroons taking over first possession of the night from the 18, first and 10, 10:48 here. Again, moving from south to north, right to left. Cashion in our 3-4 look. Tony Woods look. Gonna may have a kind of a flex there with the DB out and maybe 5 DB. Split out right. Keeper by Hall. He'll cut up the middle. He's hit initially, breaks a few tackles. A nice solid run there by the senior Caden Hall. And he'll get it all the way out. Looks like second down, but almost close to first down.
Yeah, right there. I mean, that's what we saw from that Rejoice Christian quarterback last week was just pulling the ball down and running hard, and then we just have guys trying to arm tackle. You have to come in, go low, hit them, and wrap up, or that's what's going to happen all game long.
And he's fast enough to make that mistake cost you a little bit.
Yes.
So Hall in shotgun. Treg Bowman, the sophomore running back, 5'11", 185. He actually moves to the left. Got two wideouts, stacked line for Hall. He's got it. He's going to keep. We'll have a flag. We'll have a false start. And that will move it back 5. Now we'll bring up second down, and about looks like what was second and third will be 2nd and 8 here. So right around the 21-yard line.
Did we? Did they move Camden Maroney? No, they still got him back there.
That's right. So that's a great call out. So starting 3 down linemen, we've got Vandruff and Joey Wilson, junior, senior on the line. We've got Aiden Williams, number 71, at nose tackle, and we do have flex out. We've got Camden out there on the right side, outside linebackers. Jace Evans hustles back out at safety.
Jace had a really good catch last week. Also, I got to see that in the
paper. It's beautiful. We got another flag here. I don't think Coach Cole's going to like this one. Was this offsides on Cashion?
Looks like one of the guys up front must have been leaned over the ball just a little bit. So back and forth we go.
So with that, we'll offer up on the Cashion defense against Lagasse on the field side corner. Jace Evans has moved to the boundary. That moves Max Brown, the junior, back to safety along with Kai Gilbert. Again, we've got Nabavi, Gilbert, Manning, and Camden Maroney at linebacker here. No Burke sighting yet. We'll may see that sophomore here in a little bit. Full house backfield. Hall, he'll keep it. He'll work right side back to the middle. Nabavi with the first hit. Looks like he's able to break that, and looks like that'll be enough for a first down as Caden Hall gets it in after the 5-yard mark off. We'll get another 5, and that'll be first down and 10 for the Perry Maroons.
Yeah, and that's just another strong run right up the middle by Caden Hall, and we're going to see that all night long, especially if they can get that 5-6 yards a pop.
Yep,
why would you not?
They can control the clock. They keep the ball in our hands.
30-yard line.
First and 10, 9:15 here from the 30. Hall with the snap. He'll keep it. Run back up. That time he's met quickly. Jackson Vandruff with the first hit. Maroney with the cleanup, and that'll be a short gain of about 1 or 2 yards.
Hey, that time Camden Maroney cleaned him up right there, and that's what you got to have, is that kind of tough tackling. Because, last year, how many times did a guy really have a big first quarter, but by that second quarter, he didn't want to get hit anymore.
Exactly. You can make it a problem for him to make that play every single time. He's not going to want to go and get 3 and 4 every single time that he's got to there, especially meeting Camden Maroney there.
So we've got 2nd and 9 from the 31. Again, 8:38 running clock. Hall motions his receiver across, number 7, Height. He's going to look for Height on the out. They'll be behind him. It's dropped. And Height, I saw Lagasse coming in. That probably didn't help in terms of that. So the incompletion will fall, and that'll bring up 3rd down and long, 3rd and 9 from the 31.
Yeah, and right here, it's 3rd and 1. So, last week when they got down 3rd and 9, it's that long down and distance. Kind of where I was going with that is, last week they were 4th and 10 going in, and they have the capability to throw it up to Dylan Height. See if they don't try to do that again, because there's nobody over the top.
Hall in shotgun. He'll look back to snap, looking to his right, comes across, going up top, in and out of the hands of 34. Credit Whelan Carson there, freshman. He had a chance, and that would have been enough for the first down, but it falls to the ground. That'll be a turnover. Actually, not a turnover, but that'll bring up 4th down for the Cashion Wildcat defense.
It's going to bring up a 4th down.
Yeah, Coach Cole's probably not happy about that outcome there. I know he was wanting to keep the ball out of Ben's hands as much as possible, and having it back in their possession as close as it is here after the punt is probably not what he was looking for.
Yeah, and 2 big drops, right?
Absolutely.
Quarterback put the ball on.
They definitely had the chance to convert that.
And they had all the chances in the world to get that first down.
Seth Gilbert deep. He's going to have a chance on this return with a bounce. He'll catch it right around the 40, cut back through. Tackled immediately by number 34, Whelan Carson, 6'2", 165 freshman, and the Cashion Wildcats will take over right around the 45 with 8:17 left here in the first quarter. Second possession.
Cashion takes over first down and 10.
Looks like we won't go to commercial. We'll stay right here as the Cashion Wildcats are ready to go. 2x2 for the Wildcats. Again, moving from north to south, left to right on your screen. Harmon Nababi in the backfield. We've got Gilbert Manning down below. We've got Lagasse and Brown who's checked in up top. No tight end set here for the Cashion Wildcats. Big shout out to our linemen. Preston Cotter, Jr., Maroney, Jr., Joey Wilson at center, the senior, Juicy Martinez, senior at right guard, and right tackle, senior Chase Ritter Harmon finding Legas on the slant. Got a chance to break this to the 20, 19. Nice touchdown saving tackle by Caden Hall. Do it all for the Perry Maroons, and that'll be a nice pickup there on that slant. That's been basically red hot fire for the Cashion Wildcats here tonight.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about. You know, that those timing routes with Landon Legas and Ben Harmon, it's going to be big plays all season long, and especially whenever he gets loose like that.
Harmon with the corner route fade, going up top to Manning. Drops it in. Actually, that was to Legas. A little deep there on that one. Needed a little bit more air. That'll fall out of bounds, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 from the 20.
Yeah, on that time, I mean, he just let him out there just a little too far. He was throwing it towards that, that back pylon and letting him have a chance to go up and get it, and it just went right off his fingertips.
So Cashion staying in that 2x2. Gilbert Manning on the right. Up top, we've got Brown on the inside slot. Legas, Nick Nabavi, the senior to the right or to the left of Harmon. Shotgun for the Wildcats. Little Meerkat get the call back from coach. Nabavi will relocate to the right side. Again, 7:52 here, first quarter. Cashion looking to drive on their score on their second. Pump. Harmon slant back over the middle. Little T-Rex arm there for Manning. That'll fall in and out. That was a tough ball. And that'll fall incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
Yeah, 3rd and 10 here. Shackelford's going to go 4-down territory. He's not going to kick a field goal. He wants to get in the end zone. So, a lot of times we're in this position, you'll maybe see a little screen. But normally if that's the case, he's backed up a little bit more, behind the chains a little bit more than this. So, I think what's probably going to do right here, depending on what the offense gives him or the defense gives him, you might see that same play that they scored that first touchdown on.
So Legas comes out. Vandriff comes in, a little equipment check. Nabavi split in the slot here on the right side. Up top, we've got Tripp. So empty backfield for Harmon. It's either going to be a keeper or something pretty here. Let's see what Golden Boy Ben Harmon can do here, the senior. Snap, looking to his left. Screen's going to keep it. Draw. Nice read there by number 5.
Ben Harmon on the quarterback keeper.
Caleb Owen, the junior, 5'9", 172 on the blitz, and he does get the sack or the tackle. It is a sack for a loss of about 1, and I'll bring up 4th down and about 11 from the 21.
Yeah, that was just a design, pull down, run the ball by Ben, and they tried to kind of drop Landon back. Hopefully they would, those linebackers thought they were going to just kind of throw it over there to him, and they didn't fool him because they were coming full bore and got to him before he could get past that line.
So Cashion will move Vandriff back into the tight end, traditional tight end side, 2x2. Harmon empty backfield. Legas still out of bounds. Harmon looking to his right. He's got the corner route to Nabavi going up top. Broken up. Nice job there by number 9. Do it all. Caden Hall coming over. Nice read there as the safety breaks up the intended pass going out to Nick Nabavi, and that'll be a turnover of downs. And the Perry Maroons bounce back and punch back here with 6:58 here in the first quarter.
Well, right there, just overthrow going into the end zone. Then what happened on that second down?
It was a slant to Mason Manning.
Yeah, slant to Mason Manning, just didn't connect. And then, the draw, nothing on that 4 plays. Really, the execution wasn't there. Give it up to the Perry Maroons, though. They stiffened up right down there at the goal line and didn't let Cashion get in the end zone.
So 1st and 10, Hall will go ahead and keep it. He'll work back, and he's met by a bunch of white shirts. Initially coming in through the backside, looked like that was Joey Wilson. Comes back in. Credit to tackle will be to the senior Nick Nabavi. That'll bring a short gain. That'll bring up 2nd down and 7. So a gain of about 3 there for Caden Hall.
Already something they're doing better this week defensively is you're seeing a lot more white jerseys on a lot more of the away team's jersey or the home team's jerseys here, and that's something we didn't do a great job of last week, which has resulted in some people, breaking some one-arm tackles and whatnot.
2nd and 7 from the 25. 6:22 running clock here, first quarter. Second possession for the Perry Maroons. Caden Hall do it all for the Maroons in the backfield. Motion across. Treg Bowman to the right of him. Power set. Hall will keep it. He'll look to his right, rolling right, looking to pass. Pressure's there. And he'll just throw it in the dirt. If that doesn't get along across the line of scrimmage or anywhere near 15, that should be a flag. I guess they did have a receiver there.
Hall's pass falls incomplete.
So incomplete pass for Hall. Great defense and great coverage by the Cashion defense.
The good thing on that play right there was the fact that we had somebody chasing him down, because if he would have had time to set his feet and get a ball down the field, the Perry Maroons had a good play drawn up. It just took a lot of time to make it happen because Dylan Hite was running free about 5 yards behind the defense. And so give credit to those guys putting pressure on the quarterback and not letting him have time to throw it deep.
So 3rd and 7 for the Maroons. 6:05 here, clock stop first quarter, right around the 25-yard line. Cashion in that 3-4 defense. Hall to give to Bray. He'll come up. Shooting across is Nick Nabavi. Nice job there by the linebacker, Joey Wilson, there down below in the tackle, and that'll bring up 4th down. So nice job by the Cashion defense. Bowing up on that run to the left side.
Yeah, big play right there. And like you said, Nick coming downhill quick, got there. The boys up front, took up, made some noise up front and gave Nick that lane to come up there and make the big tackle.
Absolutely.
So 2 possessions for the Maroons, 2 punts. Gilbert Deet for the Wildcats, number 34, Whelan Carson, freshman to punt. Minimal pressure. Carson will kick to the left side. Gilbert looks like he's going to come up dangerously.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
The ball is loose, and that will be Perry Maroon ball.
Right there, that's one of those things we talked about, being clean. You cannot have that happen right there, and I guarantee you Coach Shackelford is going to get him over here and tell him, guys, you cannot do that. You cannot go to the ball right there. Let it die, and then get out there on offense and let something happen.
Yeah, I was just about to brag on the defense of holding Perry on both possessions behind the 40-yard line, but just some mistakes like that will cost you.
Yeah, Seth, what he's thinking, I'm going to try to get it and go. And that's just inexperience back there at a punt return because you've had Brexton back there for the last 3 years returning punts.
Which not at all surprising to see.
Carry goes right side. Vandrow for the tackle from behind. I hope that's not a horse collar, maybe a face mask. But if it against the Maroons, it would be a short game. Let's see what happens, who the call is going to go against. Looks like he's talking to the Maroon. He is going to call a horse collar on Jackson Vandruff. So that'll be 2 mistakes in a row for the Cashion Wildcats. Great effort there by Vandruff, the junior, out there trying to chase down Hall with the tackle. It must have gotten a piece of his gear. That's the rule. It's not the jersey. It's the shoulder pad. So that'll bring up 1st down and 10 from the 18. And Perry Maroons, big punt and a penalty. They're already in the essentially in the red zone, trying to score to knot this up. It's Cashion Wildcats up 7. With 5 minutes here in the first quarter. Bowman to the left of Hall. Motion coming across number 44, Matthew Larkin, the freshman. Snap, high snap. Give to Bowman. He's got a big hole. Eventually brought down. It looks like that'll be Vandruff down low, Nabavi up top. It'll be a short game.
Yeah, and how many times have we seen that quarterback have to really jump and gather that ball in? That kind of that does give the Cashion Wildcats a little bit of advantage.
Bit more time.
They clean that up a little bit. That might have been a bigger play. Good job by Nick coming downhill and not letting him fall forward.
2nd and 7 from the 16. 4:21 running clock. Bowman to the left of Hall. Hall will give it to Bowman. He'll work right side. He's got a little bit of a lane. He's got some movement. Right around the 2nd line. It's like he's going to gain about 3 more yards.
Number 4, Nick Nabavi.
Yeah, just went off that right edge there and kind of had it sealed off. The linebackers got over there and didn't let it be a real big gain. But you want to see that defensive end. You want to see Jackson Vandruff come up the field and turn that all back inside.
And, Chris, I'm glad you mentioned the high snaps on Perry's end of it. It may not look like much from our standpoint, but that high snap, him having to regroup after catching that ball, really is costing him a little bit of time there.
3rd and 4, 3:42 here, 12-yard line. Big down here for the Maroons. 4 down territory for sure. Snap. Hall will keep it. He'll cut back inside. Right pass, and that'll be a touchdown. Perry Maroons. Caden Hall on a 12-yard run. Nice individual play there by the quarterback for Perry.
Yeah, he saw that earlier in the drive where he fakes that, you freeze that linebacker, and then he just snuck right behind Nick and went in for the touchdown. And we saw him do that last week against Pawhuska, and 2 huge mistakes by the Wildcats put them in the red zone, and they capitalized.
Number 11, Desmond Williams.
So Desmond Williams kicking for number 11, junior place kicker. Holding is number 7, Dylan Hite for the Maroons, looking to knot this up. 7-6, Cashion still up here, 3:33. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it's good. So it's 7-7, tie ball game as the Maroons getting the ball right around the 40-yard line on a muff punt by the Cashion Wildcats. Horse collar penalty moves it all the way down to the 18, and they tie it up here, 7-all.
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcats TV here. Production football Friday night here as the Cashion Wildcats taking on the Perry Maroons live from Daniels Field. I'm Nate Bobby. Joining me in the booth here, the hot box. It's my man Chris Gibson and Drew Baker. And Cashion Wildcats with a fast start, 4-play drive, go up 7-0, get a stop, kind of fail, get the ball back, muff punt, leads to a Perry Maroon 4-play drive and a touchdown. And we're knotted up here with 3:33 left in the first quarter with Cashion Wildcats set back to receive. Kicking off for the Maroons is number 44, Matthew Larkin, the freshman. Deep, we have Gilbert, Lagasse, and Brown. We had a pretty decent deep kick, or actually it was a high onside. Let's see, that one's going to go right down the middle. Max Brown with the catch right around the 30. He'll cut back up the middle. He's got a chance. Spin move. Still on his feet, and he'll get it all the way down about the 44, 45-yard line. It's a nice little 20-yard return by junior Max Brown.
Yeah, let's see what the offense does. You know, they lost their chance last go-round. Let's see if they get out there, focus, go down the field, and get in the end zone this time. You know, they did a great job of getting down there in the red zone, the pay dirt. Quickly, and then just stalled out with the mistake on the special teams. Let's see if the offense can go out there and pick this team up.
Cashion 2x2, Nababi to the left of Harmon, little deep pistol here. Give to Nababi, he'll work right side. He's got a hole, cuts it up. Breaks one tackle, breaks another to the 35-30. Cuts back, 20, he's got a chance. 15-10, bowls over. Carrying guys all the way in. That's a touchdown, Nick Nababi. Barbarian.
That's what you call right there. You call effort and the will to win right there, because Nick Nababi, they had him dead to rights. He made a cutback, got to the end zone, had kids there to stop him, and he put his head down and drug him 5 yards to get in the end zone. He said, guys, get on my back, Wildcats, let's go win this game.
So Nababi with a 45-yard one-play drive here. Actually, I should say 55-yard run. Nice work there. He'll be on there. He has to catch his breath, take his gloves off. He'll be the holder as Bryson Hogan, senior, on for the kick to look to extend this out by 7. Snap, hold. Fake snap. Nababi will roll back out. He's got a chance for 2. He's got Vandriff up top. It's Cad. That's actually Gilbert, number 18. So chicken poop into chicken salad, and the Cashion Wildcats take the muffed extra point. Nababi's got a pass to Gilbert, and the Cashion Wildcats put 2 more and take the lead, 15-7.
Well, that's the good thing about having a very good athlete back there holding the kick, because when things go south, you get a chance to get in the end zone, and that's what happened. Let's cut it over here and look at this replay. Just watch Nick get the ball. He sees an opening and hits it hard. There is great job blocking, but he runs through a tackle, cuts it back in between 2 players, and then watch right here. Kids hit him at the 10-yard line, and he drags them on his back into the end zone. Great job, great effort by Nick Nababi to get in the end zone right there to put the Cashion Wildcats back up 14-7.
Yeah, big one. Second touchdown of the season for Nababi. He had the opening touchdown for Cashion last week against Rejoice Christian. Gets the second one here of the night for the Wildcats as they go up 15-7. Out to kick for the Wildcats here will be Bryson Hogan as well, the senior. Deep for the Perry Maroons will be number 9, Caden Hall, who had that last return. We'll look in the short side here, so we'll have number 5, Caleb Owen, the junior, 5'9", 172. As well as number, I think that's 14 or 19, either Chance Davis or Justin Bernard for Maroon. That is number 19, Justin Bernard, the tight end, senior, 6'2", 185. Coach Shack historically will kick to his own sideline, so we'll look to see if kick here. The last one was deep down the middle. Cashion was there on a good return. I think Jackson Vandriff on the tackle. Again, 3:13 here in the first quarter. Kick is up. That one will go to Hall right around the 15, 14-yard line. He'll work back to the sideline. Max Brown will work him out. Great coverage there by the Cashion Wildcat special teams. It'll be 1st down and 10 for the Perry Maroons right around the 25.
Right where Perry's kind of been sitting all night, really.
Yeah, they were. This is where they have lived, other than the fact when we give them a huge turnover and about 15 or 20 yards of penalties and put them on our doorstep. But this right here is where Coach Wood likes them, and let's see if we don't leave them here the rest of the game.
Cashion in that 3-4. Bryce Burke, the sophomore, he's checked back in. Like seeing that there. Now Bobby will get it looks like he's going on the sideline getting a little rest there, well deserved. Cannon Maroney will roll up as we shift left here. Hall in the backfield. He'll go ahead and keep. He's going to look to pass, rolling to his right. He's got the out. He'll fall to the ground. Intended receiver number 19, Justin Bernard. Seth Kai Gilbert. I get the Gilbert boys mixed up.
Hey, when you got twins out there and what they're
Kai Gilbert, number 17, the junior in coverage.
Yep.
Looks like Cooper Frazee, the sophomore, will check in for him. But I'd love to see number 9 there, sophomore Bryce Burke coming in, leading tackler for the Cashion Wildcats. He'll come back in to man that middle. As Click and Bobby will get a few more, pulls off the Gatorade bottle. That's a lot of work for Nababi, I'm just telling you, for Nick. I love my kid and all, but that's a lot of running for him.
Get him out there running some cross country. Get him in shape.
No, thank you. 2nd and 10 from the 25. 3:02 left here. Snap, Hall. He's going to go ahead and keep it up the middle. Nice stick there by Gilbert. Maroney on the cleanup. Nice little run there by Hall. He's not afraid to stick his nose and get dirty.
No, definitely not.
And he does a great job of reading, great job of riding that option out and seeing what that defensive end there, right there. Jackson was there to make the tackle on the running back. The quarterback did a good job of pulling it out and getting a few yards there.
3rd and 6, 4-yard gain on the 29. Big down here for the Cashion defense, and we'll have a flag. That's going to be a false start. So they'll make it even harder for Coach Cole and Caden Hall here. Maybe a passing situation for sure. Do you think they let Hall try to run this one again?
You know what they'll probably do, and what I saw in that Pawhuska game, watch out for a little inside receiver screen, because I think we talked about in the pregame, Dylan Hyatt took one for about 70 yards. So you got to watch this right here. I guarantee you the coaches remember that play too, and they're saying, guys, watch number 7 come in, bubble screen, and see if they don't try that.
Hall with the keeper. Look right side. He slips free. Gilbert, and looks like Manning. Manning will get him out of bounds. Got to be careful there on the little extra business. But Manning, great job in coverage, great speed and strength. You know, that's the one thing you're going to get with Manning. He's going to be able to chase you down. I love seeing him back down here at outside linebackers. That brings up 4th down and long, a loss of a few yards there for the Cashion Wildcat defense.
Yeah, you get him out there on that wide side of the field, let him use his speed to run down those the plays that go outside, and that's what you get right there. You get minimal yardage on it. It looks something that looked like it could be big.
44, Matthew Larkin out to punt. We have Lagasse now in punt formation back deep for the Cashion Wildcats. Larkin with the punt, high spinner. He's going to go down the middle. Lagasse with a fair catch. Woo! Fingertips, but he'll make the catch as he falls right around the 47, and it'll be 1st down and 10 for the Cashion Wildcats.
Probably a little bit disappointing for Perry quarterback Caden Hall. I know last week he had over 200 yards rushing, and he hasn't had that much success so far as running the ball. But, I mean, you can tell when he runs, he's not afraid to do that when he has to. He played running back for 3 years, so he's definitely not afraid to stick his nose in there and run.
Right there, on that punt, you see Landon back there, and we've seen – was it Seth or Kai? Seth or Kai, whichever one was Seth back there. Yeah. That's what you get. You get kind of spoiled when you have a really good punt returner that's done it for a lot of years, like you had Braxton last year. But these guys, the more they get into it, the better they're going to get.
Larry Gass on the fire out. That's a touchdown. Another one-play drive. 2 in a row for the Cashion Wildcats. This time it's Harmon hooking up with his man number 19, Landon Lagasse. 48-yard bomb, touchdown, Cashion Wildcats.
Hey, right there, I talked right through your call, man. Great job right there by Landon to just get outside and run down that lane, and then to have Ben just drop it on a dime. A lot like it was in Pawhuska, right? We saw that same kind of thing, and right there, that's what you that's the potential that you have in the Wildcats almost every play this year with Landon and Ben.
So Adley Jerry out to kick, this time for the Cashion Wildcats. Nababi on the hold. See if we can get this one clean. Kick is up. It's got distance. Oh, and it hits the crossbar. Had a chance. And that's all right. She gets some taps on the helmet and the shoulder pads. So encouragement there from the Cashion Wildcats as Adeline Jerry was trying to get that extra point. That one falls to the ground as it hits the crossbar. It does not go over, but the Cashion Wildcats on that 48-yard absolute missile from Ben Harmon into the hands of Landon
I think that was 50. It was about a 53. Let's watch this.
It was on our 48. So
yeah, let's watch this replay right here. You see Landon down here. He sees there's nobody over the top. Ben notices it too, and Landon just releases, makes a great move inside, gets down the outside, right on the outside shoulder, and Ben delivered a strike right over the outstretched arm of Dylan Height into Landon's hands, and then just Landon finished it off, getting it into the end zone.
It's a business trip. That one was a business trip. So
yes,
the Cashion Wildcats, and you know what I loved about Lagasse on that? He kept his speed. He kept running his route. The ball fell right into, he high pointed it, came down and made all the business. And that was against Dylan Height. That wasn't like chump change. Dylan, we talked about the senior 6'1", 158, great athlete for Perry. So it's like Bryson Hogan's come out. Cashion Wildcats again going up 2 scores, 21-7 here, 153. We've got a lot of action here in the first quarter. We're getting our money's worth, aren't we?
Yeah, first quarter. I mean, I knew just watching some film from last week, the Cashion Wildcats were going to try to, go deep and have some good plays. That's why I said the first play, let's see if they don't throw it deep. Shaq had a little different game plan, did a few different things, but set that up, later in the game. He said, okay, here, it's time to pull the trigger. Let's throw it deep, and there it is. And then who knew Nick Nababi would just take one to the house from about 60 yards.
His mama did.
Yes,
Dayton Hall with the catch right around the 15. He cuts back, makes the move against Branson, and he'll get eventually pushed out of bounds. Looks like that was Bryce Burke, the sophomore, on the coverage there, getting him out. But nice run there by Hall. He eluded Jake Branson there, was able to cut it back outside, get down the sideline. And this may be some pretty good field position here for the Perry Maroons, right around the 39, 40-yard line to start here with 1:47 left in the first quarter.
Yeah, I don't know if it's because of the heat or what, but it feels like it's about halftime to me. But that's the kind of game you get when you have, Perry they're running the ball, but they've tried to throw it here and there, but getting those 3 and outs, putting the ball back in our hands, and giving the chance to throw the ball, it just kind of drags out a game. And then especially when you have one-play drives, 2 in a row, that makes it just feel like a little bit longer game, especially for the Perry Maroons right now.
Let's hope it stays that way the rest of the game. So a timeout looks like on the Cashion side. Coach Wood, we'll go to a quick timeout, pay some bills. Be right back here on CWTV.
Storm season is coming, people, and your first choice for roofing needs should be Rhino Roofing. Locally owned and operated, the Rhino specializes in all types of repair and replacement. Large scale, traditional, modern, unique roof lines, they can do it all. Protect your home and your family with the specialized services of Rhino Roofing. Visit our Facebook page today and make an appointment. Rhino Roofing is all the hype for any roof type.
I'm Todd Miller, and this is Grain and Grange, the coolest furniture store you've never heard of. Come see us.
All right, welcome back to Daniels Field. Cashion Wildcats up 21-7. 1st and 10 from the 39. Hall with the ball. He's going to go ahead and give it. He's going to keep it up the middle. Nababi chasing him down. Gets a foot. Looks like rolls him over. He's upset. Looks like eventually was that number 3, Max Brown on the tackle, but after a gain of about 5. So nice work there by Caden Hall, the senior, 6'1", 178, do-it-all for the Maroons. Bring it up about 4 yards, so 2nd down and 6 here. 1:24 running clock from the 43. Again, Cashion in their 3-4. The Perry Maroons with a tight end set. They got a couple wide outs here. Height on the closest side to us, Dylan Height, the senior. Hall with the snap to give to Bowman. He'll work left side. Nice little hole, nice little drive, and looks like that will be very close to a first down for Treg Bowman, the sophomore. And I'll bring up 3rd down and inches here as Bowman gets almost 6 yards. Actually, that will be a first down. They'll go ahead and give it to him.
Yeah, Bowman did a good job that right there, just seeing the hole, covering the ball up and putting his head down and just giving what the Cashion Wildcats or taking what the Cashion Wildcats are giving him. And right there, just whenever he made the point of contact, got over the first down line.
So we've got, again, Cashion's 3 down linemen. We've got Cotter, Williams, and Vandruff on the line. Cashion showing blitz, comes up, fills to the gap, cuts it back outside. Bowman's met by a slew originally by Max Brown. Nice job standing him up right around looks like the 48-yard line of Cashion. And that'll bring up second down and about 8 here with 30 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, good job by Jackson there to scrape across there and just, only give him about 2 yards on that play right there.
Was that a Tommy Branson sighting there, number 76? Did I see him coming in?
If that's Tommy Branson, he's shrunk.
Is that right? Okay, I wasn't sure.
I don't see 76 in there yet.
No, that's Tommy Branson. I saw Tommy out there on the D line.
Oh, he was on there the last play. I got you.
He kind of came out here. So second and about 7, 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2, 1, snap. Keeper there by Hall. He'll roll to his right.
That was a hold.
We do have a holding call. Jackson Vandruff is out there in coverage. Breaking several tackles, eventually brought down there by number 3, Max Brown. But we will have a flag there right around midfield. But excellent work there by Caden Hall. The kid's dangerous with his feet.
Yeah, no doubt, and that's what I'm talking about. You got to come up with some authority and tackle right there. Luckily, Jackson Vandruff is a beast up front, and he was about to, just break through there untouched. And that's the reason number 65, I think it was number 65, I saw him just pretty much tackle him and bring him down to the ground, and that's what really sprung Caden Hall for that big game.
So that'll be the end of the first quarter. That'll end on a penalty, and it'll bring up second and long for the Perry Maroons. We'll go to a quick commercial. Be right back here on Cashion Wildcats TV. Come back and join us.
Wiggins, Sewell, and Ogletree is dedicated to championing our clients through complicated and challenging litigations. We pride ourselves on a proven track record of success brought forth by fierce litigation skills. The lawyers and staff of our firm are dedicated to effective and personalized representation for every client who entrusts our service. Uncompromising integrity, unparalleled results. Call Wiggins, Sewell, and Ogletree, 405-232-1211. Gateway Realty is a mother-daughter team that has a heart for small-town life. Both Anita and Kelly were born and raised in Cashion and are still raising their families here. Their family homesteaded in Cashion in 1908, and it's been home ever since. Anita and Kelly know this town, love this town, and would love to help make this your home too. For a friendly face and trustworthy knowledge, call these hometown girls at 405-641-7388. Go Wildcats!
All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcat TV production of Cashion Wildcat Football 2021. It's the crew. It's Neiman Abavi, Chris Gibson, and Drew Baker here live from Daniels Field in Perry, Oklahoma, as the Cashion Wildcats move to second quarter action up 21-7. Second down and 21 from the 39. In is a pass out to Height. Out there with the tackle. Nice job there by Jace Evans, the senior. Open field tackle against number 7 Height. Checking in was number 8. Let me make sure we'll get number 8. I apologize. Jake Thomas, junior quarterback. He is the backup quarterback, 6'1", 155. He's checked in. I believe you got to believe Caden Hall needs a rest. The kid's made almost every play on defense, on special teams. So Hall will, I apologize. It looks like Thomas will stay out there. Bowman to the right of him. Cashion 3-4, give to Bowman up the middle, looking for a lane. Met right around, looks like around the 41, 42-yard line. Eventually brought down. Forward progress will bring up fourth down and long as the Cashion Wildcats bow up. Tommy Branson, sophomore, checking in for Aiden Williams at nose tackle. I see Jake Branson out there at linebacker as well, so Cashion Wildcats doing some good job of subbing as well. Cooper Frazee checks in on special teams, and deep is Lagasse. Actually, Cooper Frazee will come out. So Larkin, number 44, tight end and punter here, freshman 6'2", 184. Deep is Lagasse. Be kicking right around the 30-yard line. Lagasse setting up right around the 30 on the Cashion side. Let's see if we might have a return here. Low liner, that's going to go to the left side. Lagasse will leave that one low, thankfully. Jace Evans on the chase down as well, and that will roll all the way down to about the 13-yard line. It'll be Cashion ball with 10:28 left here in the second quarter. What thoughts you got, brothers?
Drew, you went down to the sideline. Did you kind of get a feel of what the boys are thinking, or did you hear any of the coaches giving any little pep talks going on?
I could hear some spirited pep talks from Coach Wood a little bit. I couldn't quite make out what he said. That might be a good thing, might not be. But as it gets kind of closer to halftime, I'll go down there again, see what I can't pick up on the sidelines going into the second half.
Hey, now if they go a one-play drive right here, it's going to be massive. But, that's the thing is, the last two Cashion drives have been one-play drives. The offense should be pretty rested. Let's see what Coach Shackelford draws up here.
I'd love to see a screen right here. That's what I'd like to see. First and 10 from the 12, 10:28 here. Ben Harmon in shotgun. Right to his right is Nababi, 2x2. Actually, we've got Ace up top. Screen out to Manning. Bobbles it, catches it, getting a block there from Max Brown. Good job all the way down the sideline. Nice individual effort there by Manning. Good job by Brown on the block there, not getting the holding call. And that'll bring up, it looks like about second down and about 2 or 3 here for the Cashion Wildcats.
Yeah, and that's one thing last year that we were so good at was those big receivers that we had get out there and really block for those screen plays like that. That time Max did a good job getting out there and not being holding, because we saw that a few times last year when we ran by them. Then they would say they were holding. So Max did a good job of keeping engaged until you had Mason go by him.
Harmon back to pass, looking to go deep. Double move by Manning down the sideline. Catches the ball, comes down. Great job, Manning, on a huge catch all the way down to the Perry 39-yard line.
Good job right there. Sorry, I cut over to a commercial like right after. I was going to try to get the field camera and I wasn't on it. It's a Cashion First Baptist, like, thank you, Lord. But no, good job by Mason right there. Like you said, just a good, hard route. Gave him a little head fake and then went deep. And then Ben, good job by Ben there to put it on the money.
Harmon back to snap, or gives it to Nababi right side. He's got another giant hole. Falls forward. Looks like it'll be a nice gain of about maybe 5 yards for Nababi there on the right side, keeping the linebackers honest for the Perry Maroons.
Absolutely. Can't complain about those 4, 5, and 6 yard plays every single time.
And Drew, you talked about it early in the pregame. Is like you want to see that running game come alive a little bit. And, I think what opened up the big touchdown play earlier for the pass was the fact that Nick took one up the gut running the ball. So they were kind of watching him, gave him a chance to throw it deep. And so that running game definitely helps out the passing game as you see how Coach Shackelford works his offense.
9:20, snap, give to Nababi. He'll work back left side. He's met in the hole. He'll fall forward for a couple more. I don't know if that's enough for the first down. Let's see if he's able to get enough yardage. It'll be third down and short. Very manageable. Definitely 4-down territory here for the Cashion Wildcats and Coach Shackelford.
Yeah, and see if that doesn't set up a big play right here. Like we were just talking about, ran the ball with Nick a few times. Go ahead and do that play action. Get those linebackers to suck in, and then maybe see like a little draw or a little Max Brown coming across the middle or something.
We did not see that. And speaking of that, we did not see any crossing routes or any drags for the Cashion Wildcats. No digs. It was kind of, I don't know if that was a Rejoice Christian deal, but it almost was exclusive. Double moves, flies, wheels, everything down the field, lateral or vertical type routes. It looks like Jace Evans Sr. will check in for Lagasse. Come on over, take a look at his cleat again. He's got some equipment issues going on. Maybe his pants over his knees, I don't know. 3rd and 2 from the 29, 8:45. Keep by Harmon, right side. He'll kick it outside. He's got a nice little block. That will be a hold there.
Got a flag on the play.
Harmon will go all the way in for the score if this stands, but I think we've got a holding call there on the right tackle.
You could, not one person on the Cashion side was really cheering because they were like, flag
it's
holding.
It's coming back.
So, but it was almost the same kind of deal there as it was that the Perry Maroons had earlier when their quarterback had a big run. It was just the fact that I think it was Tommy right there. He just was pretty much saving Ben because it could have been a tackle for loss, and that hold just springs that quarterback there. But good call right there. I think what will happen is we'll see that play again, and it'll be a good block, and the quarterback will go because Ben can absolutely fly when he has some room.
There's a little guard tackle pull on that situation, so you're right. It looked like it was Tommy and Preston Cotter kind of pulling out there. So that'll bring up 3rd and 11 here after the call. 8:35 here, second quarter action from the 39. We've got trips down below. Max Brown, Vandruff, and Lagasse up top all by himself is my man Manning, it, I believe. Snap, Harmon, screen to Lagasse, left side, getting a couple blocks, trying to make that first guy miss. He does, gets down the sideline, and quickly out of bounds. That'll be enough for an easy first down for the Cashion Wildcats.
Yeah, good job right there by Landon to get the ball, get outside, and get up the field. He had the speed to get around that corner and get a big play.
So a big completion brings it all the way down to the 39-yard line, 8:27, actually 24-yard line, I apologize. So 1st and 10 for the Cashion Wildcats, 8:26, 2-by-2. Nabavi looks like will go to the left of Harmon. Tommy Branson's checked in there at left guard to give Camden Maroney a spell. Love seeing the sophomore out there.
Just before you go down, just holler at me.
Snap, keep, post, Lagasse with a catch, cuts back, and that'll be a touchdown. Cashion Wildcats, 24-yard pass. Hook up from Ben Harmon, the senior Landon Lagasse, and the Cashion Wildcats put another 6 on the board.
Yeah, that time you could see it forming. I mean, Landon was going, made a great cut at the top of his break, and just snuck right behind the Perry Maroon that didn't even, he didn't know what was coming right there. And when Landon cleared him, Ben put it on the money and got it in the end zone for a big touchdown for the Cashion Wildcats.
So Coach Shack sends the freshman, number 20, Adeline Jerry, back out there, trying to get her first extra point on the season. Nabavi on the hold. Cashion up 27-7, trying to make it 28. Hold, kick is up. That one's got it.
There you go.
Yes, ma'am. Adeline Jerry with the extra point. That's a history in the making. As Cashion's first female player putting it through. We love seeing it. She got a standing ovation here from the Cashion crowd and the faithful. And the Cashion Wildcats go up 28-7.
All right, let's jump over here to the replay. You see Landon over here to the near side. Watch him at the top of his break, just kind of cut right behind that the number 19 from the Perry Maroons, and Ben put it on the money, and then Landon did the rest of getting in the end zone.
Yeah, huge props to Ben and Landon there. Ben read that defense perfectly.
Yep. Yeah, good job by Adley. As a freshman, getting out there, building for the future, because Mr. Freeze is going to do a good job for us kicking this year, but I think Coach Shackelford letting Adley get out there, get some game time experience under her belt, because she's going to be a very good kicker for years to come for the Cashion Wildcats, only being a freshman.
Absolutely. Nice little.
And I don't even care if she's a girl. She's a player out there on the football field.
I think she just, what she did? I think she was thinking too much on that last one. I think this one you could tell it had a lot more strength and power, and she just punched it. So that was good for her. So Cashion Wildcats get that one back. The Cashion Wildcats kicking off now, again moving from south to north, right to left. Bryson Hogan with the kick there.
As I get set up for this kickoff here, I think I'm going to run down to the sideline, see what I can't pick up before going into the second half.
Drew, don't run too fast. We don't want you sweating too much. Appreciate Drew Baker joining us. The fantastic addition here. Even though he's an OSU guy, the IQ's gone up about 1,000 here in the press box. So with that, Bryson Hogan with the kick deep. We've got Hall as well as the bunch. They've kind of moved back over here. Number 5, Caleb Owen. That one will go deep to Hall. He'll catch right around the 20. He'll cut back down the sideline. Jake Branson with a big hit. Nice job there by Jake Branson along with Jackson Vandruff. Tagging up there for the duo tackle.
Yeah, good job by Jake right there. That kid goes hard, works hard, and that time he flew down the field and was there to make a big tackle along with Jackson Vandruff.
So they'll bring up 1st and 10 from the 32. Perry Maroons getting the touchdown a few drives ago, trying to get back in that to try to stay somewhat close to the Cashion Wildcats, up 28-7. 7:57 left here. CWTV production, powered by Squirtle. Appreciate you guys joining us here. It's a hot, muggy night, but it's always a great night when this Cashion Wildcats playing football. Double tight end set for the Maroons. Twins up top, little movement there, no call. Rolling back is number 8. Thomas going deep, broken up, caught, eventually snapped, and brought down. Little circus. Dylan Height with a circus catch. In coverage was Cooper Frazee, the sophomore. Had a chance on the break on the pop. He's getting some encouragement. Great individual effort there by Hall. Dylan Height on that catch.
Yeah, right there. I mean, we cannot let a quarterback sit back there. We saw it against Rejoice, where he just had all day long to sit there and find somebody dragging all the way across the field. You got to put pressure on that quarterback, or they're going to find somebody that's open.
Eventually. Yep. So good credit to Jake Thomas, who's checked in, giving Caden Hall a breath. To the right of him is Caleb Owen, the junior running back. Double tight end set right side. Looks like there'll be a timeout as Coach Cole is not happy. So with that, we'll go to a quick timeout here on Cashion Wildcats TV. Appreciate you joining us. Come on back here in a couple minutes.
Seeking to grow in Christ and our love for the body of Christ. With ministries from children to youth to adults, we strive to present the gospel in an engaging and meaningful way. Sunday school meets at 9:45 a.m. and worship starts at 11 a.m. Children and youth meet on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Please check our website at cashionfbc.org for more information, and we hope to see you this Sunday, located a half-mile east of Cashion.
Absolute Pools, Lawns, and Landscape is not your ordinary pool builder. From traditional to exotic and anything in between, our staff offers paramount quality and service through the entire design and build process. We provide service to the entire OKC metro and surrounding towns. So relax, knowing our team is wholeheartedly committed to building a trusting and lasting relationship with you. Visit us on Facebook or give us a call today at 405-285-9729. Absolute.
All right, welcome back to Daniels Field, live from Perry, Oklahoma. CWTV, CashionWildcats.tv, Homer Television for the Cashion Wildcats. Second quarter action, 7-17. First and 10 from the 39. Big completion there from Jake Thomas to Dylan Height. Gives the Perry Maroons possession in the Cashion side of the field. Thomas back to pass, right side, pressure's on. In pursuit is Bryce Hall. Broken up, almost picked up. It is picked off. Legas working to his right side off the tip. Looking for some blockers, cuts it back up. And he's tackled by number 7, Dylan Hyde. So great work there. You talked about it, partner. You needed a little bit of pressure.
Yeah,
and the Cashion Wildcats were able to get that and the turnover.
They got him out running, down that sideline, and we had pressure, somebody in his face that time, and he just threw it up for grabs pretty much, and ball gets tipped up. Landon made a great play on that tip for the interception, and the Wildcats are back in business on offense.
So is that the first turnover of the game?
Other than the fumble by the Cashion Wildcats on the punt.
So that's the first one on the Maroons. So Cashion Wildcats will take over from the 20. 7:04 here, second quarter, looking to add to that 28-7 lead. We've got 2x2 for the Wildcats. We've got Vandruff and we've got Evans up top, down below Manning and Legas. To the right is Max Brown. He'll get the call. He'll work back left side, get a block there from Legas. Almost gets it, had a chance. So he'll get a gain of about 2 or 3.
Yeah, Max did a good job of getting out there on the outside that time, and Landon did a good job of not blocking in the back right there. I mean, the kid made a good move to come up and make a tackle, and sometimes you just kind of have to try to stand in the way as much as you can when you get on that back shoulder and not blocking the back, because blocking the back is way worse than just about a 3-yard carry. So good job by Landon out there blocking and giving him as much as he could.
Amen. So 2x2, Cashion Wildcats doing a lot of substitutions here, which is rightfully so. It is muggy. 2nd and 8 on the 2-yard carry there. Harmon back to pass, looking to his left, looking for that deep post for Legas across the middle. Dragged there, Legas with a catch. Eventually tackled there by number 11 in pursuit the entire way, Desmond Williams, a junior, but that'll be enough for a big first down as the Cashion Wildcats get it all the way up to about the 42-yard line.
Landing that right there, getting up a little slow. I mean, how many big plays has he had tonight? And they just keep feeding him the ball as this game goes on. A kid like Landon, he wants the ball every single time, And but as the game goes on and it's hot and muggy as it is, he's going to need a breather at some point. But, man, the kid is a beast, and Ben has been delivering strikes to him all night.
Harmon looking for Legas. Oh, actually, this time Manning on the wheel. Falls in between the safety and the corner, and that'll fall incomplete. Harmon says, that's on me. That's on me.
Yeah, that time, Ben, you can look at Ben after a pass like that, and he always is just like, hey, guys, that's me. Next time it'll be on the money. And,
yeah, definitely.
Ben, as a quarterback over the last 3 years, even whenever he was a sophomore, we saw some overthrows, but, every year he's gotten better and better, and less of those happen. And more times than not, he's going to hit big plays.
Legas on the bubble, on the tunnel screen, coming back underneath. We've seen that for several years, going back to Alex Nabavi and Brexton Green. And This time it's Legas's turn to get that one. That'll be enough for a first down into Perry Maroon territory. 5:37 here, running clock. Second quarter, Cashion looking to add to this lead. Nabavi checks back in for Brown. Looks like Cooper Frazee's in as well as Evans. Tight end set here with looks like Vandruff, and then Brown aced up by himself. So a lot of young guys out there, some guys getting some minutes. Back to pass. Harmon looking right side. Looks like he's got a screen and Nabavi set up. He does. He's going to get a block. Nabavi with the catch. Comes back down the sideline. 20, 15, 10. Trying to make a move. Spin move. Stays in bounds all the way out to the 2. Had a chance. I think he was looking to do something. A little Fred Astaire there. I think some of those TikTok dances coming back. But Nabavi with a nice little screen. Great blocking. The Cashion Wildcats are in the red zone. Pay dirt.
Yes, sir. And that was a great job by Ben to be patient. Let the play that was designed come to fruition, and then Nick did a great job by just kind of sneaking out there behind those big boys, catching the ball. And you saw Camden Maroney right when he caught it, knocked that blocker right out of that tackler right out of the way, and gave him a chance to make that big play.
So 5 minutes on the clock here. Second quarter, Nabavi moves to the right. Looks like we got a timeout here. Looks like Coach Shack wasn't happy with the situation. So, again, big play there on the screenplay from Harmon to Nabavi. Went about 40 yards all the way down to the 3-yard line. Nick Nabavi was looking for his second touchdown on the night. Well, I guess we'll go to commercial. Be right back here on Cashion Wildcats TV.
Pools, lawns, and landscape.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training.
Just go. All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcats TV. Neiman Nabavi, my man Chris Gibson. It's pay dirt, red zone time for the Cashion Wildcats. 5 minutes left here in the second quarter, up 28-7. Cashion looking to extend that lead. Nabavi to the left of Ben Harmon, 2x2 for the Wildcats, looking to punch it in. Looks like Nabavi up the middle. Does he have enough? Looks like he's going to get right down to about the 1, a gain of 2. Nice little give on the inside. Good work there by the Perry Maroons front line. Looks like number 34, Whelan Carson, the freshman, crashing in to make that tackle from the linebacker spot. Yep. Second down and goal from the 2. Looks like it was going to be a keeper. Looks like we've got a false start flag, so that'll punch it back. And I guess Ben Harmon's just looking to add to his yardage total here, moving it back 5 yards. Ben Harmon, the senior's been fantastic today through the air, hooking up with Legas and Manning. Nick Nabavi on the ground with a 53-yard run on it for himself. So the mark back will push it back to the 7-yard line. So second and goal from the 7. Jace Evans will check out. The senior will head the sideline. Coming in will be junior tight end Jackson Vandruff. So trips down below, twins up top. So empty backfield for Harmon. Is this a keeper for my man, number 12?
I mean, it was drawn up to keep it last time. This time, throw it out to Mason Manning and just lost concentration there.
He's got to fall on that. He can't take any chances. Even though he dropped it, you can feel sorry for yourself. But you got to go get that ball, because if that's ruled a backwards pass, that's free and live. So with the incompletion there, it'll bring up 3rd and 7. So what was a nice little hook up and drive off the screen from Harmon to Nick Nabavi there, about a 40-yard romp down to about the 2 or 3. Now is a 3rd and 7.
Yeah, that first play, down here, first and goal from the 2, they tried to just punch it in with Nick. The Maroons made a good play, and then the penalty and then the drop pass brings up 3rd down and a little bit longer.
Give to, Harmon will keep it. He'll work right side. Still on his feet. Great job there by the Maroons, number 34. Again, we've called his name Wheelan Crossing, as well as number 9, Do-It-All, Caden Hall, the senior, 6'1", 178. And it's 4th and 7. No field goal time here, I don't think, for Shaq. I think we'll be going for it here. 4th and 7 from the 5, or 4th and 5 from the 5.
4th and goal.
4th and goal from the 5, yeah, my apologies.
Hey, and, right here, as much success that they've had with Nick, I don't see them not trying to run it up the middle, over between the tackles and try to just punch it in right here.
So Cashion on the right hash. Nababi to the left of Harmon. Snap. Harmon looks to his left, looking for the crossing route. The post. Out. It's there. The touchdown. Landon Lagasse on the out. And the Cashion Wildcats put another 6 up on the board. 34-7. Cashion Wildcats touchdown.
Great job right there on the out. That's a big-time throw right there by Ben Harmon to hit that out route across the field like that. That's a thing. That's a throw right there that you see a kid, at the next level making, and he put it on the money for Landon Lagasse to catch it and then turn it up into the end zone for a touchdown.
Hogan with the kick. Nababi with the hold. Kick is up low. Looks like doesn't have enough distance, so Cashion Wildcats miss on that one, but not after a nice little drive and score as the Cashion Wildcats go up 34-7. 3:18 left here in the second quarter. Hot and muggy, but the Cashion Wildcats are taking care of business and putting it on the Perry Maroons.
We got a little bit of a breeze working its way in here.
What breeze are you feeling?
Hey, I'm feeling a little. Don't you feel it?
That's a little better. Okay.
It felt 20 degrees cooler on the sideline.
It's all right. Hey, we do appreciate all the fine folks here at Perry. And
here's that touchdown again
in the press box,
and you'll see right there, Landon Lagasse, made that little spin move and headed to the sideline, and man, Ben put it on the money for Landon to catch that and get into the end zone.
So the Cashion Wildcats getting a few more guys out there. I see a few more guys getting an opportunity to get some minutes here, as Bryson Hogan will be set to kick off. See Jaden Miller, number 77, out there on the kickoff team. We've got Caleb Duran, Jake Branson, Bryce Burke. We've got Kai Gilbert, Tanner Dean, Jace Evans, Nathan Nababi, Cooper Frazee, as well as Max Higdon, freshman out there. So deep for the Perry Maroons. We've got that usual suspects. We've got number 5, Caleb Owen, up back, and we've got number 19, Justin Bernard, as well as Caden Hall deep. Senior. Again, Bryson Hogan setting up, Cashion kicking from south to north. I guess that breeze maybe might help him a little bit here.
Hey.
Kick is up. Nice deep kick. Be right around the 12 as number 7, Dylan Height catches that. He works on the left side. We'll have a block in the back.
Flag on the play.
Nice tackle there by Caleb Duran. We've got 2 penalties here. It's like Nathan Nababi was in the area. I'm not sure what happened. Did you guys see what happened?
That flag was you cannot block below the waist on a kickoff. And I think what happened, number 19 right there, just went and went low for a little, just took his legs out. And you cannot do that. You can't block below the waist on a kickoff.
So Nathan Nababi getting a little bit of extra love there from the Perry Maroons, saying a little hello. Hello.
Yep, right there. Block below the waist is what the call was.
Look at you, bringing it.
I can remember a few,
just on point here.
And I now feel the breeze.
I told you.
It's fantastic.
It feels glorious.
Fantastic.
The sweatbox builds character.
Yes. I've had my time, though. I have enough character. I'm ready for some of the non-character type stuff. So the Cashion Wildcats with a mark off. It'll still be 1st and 10 from the Maroons, but this time it'll be all the way down to about the 12-yard line as the Perry Maroons will be taking over here. 13-yard line. It looks like Caden Hall, the senior's checked back in at quarterback. Joining him is number 5, the junior Caleb Owen in the backfield. Dylan Height in the slot. Cashion in there, 3-4. 3:13 here, second quarter. Keeper by Hall. He'll work left side. Staying patient. Quickly met. Nice tackle there. Who did we get on that tackle? There you go. Camden Maroney. Cheese. Kid's an amazing athlete.
Animal.
Camden right there just read that perfectly, was there to come up the field and make a play on that quarterback. And as this game goes on, they're going to start learning that play where they're, where he shows that fake, and they're going to be able to kind of really pick up the keys on what he's doing and know if he's going to give that ball or not, and they're going to be able to shut him down.
Pass. Caught.
Oh, that's
intercepted.
intercepted.
Give me an interception there. Looks like they're going to fight for it. I think Gilbert's got a chance. He's got every right for that ball. He ain't going to let go. We've got a class, Perry, they love to wrestle. Let's see if they can do this one here. Looks like they'll give it to Maroon. So nice one-on-one play there for Height. Was that Height? No, number 19. I apologize, Justin Bernard, the senior, 6'2", 185.
Tackle made by number 17, Kai Gilbert.
So that'll bring up, looks like about third down and about one. So nice little completion to make it third and manageable for the Maroons here. 2:24 running clock, second quarter. Cashion up 34-7. Cashion Wildcats TV, appreciate you guys joining us. Snap. We'll look back to pass. So look, he'll roll to his left, to his right. I apologize, he'll cut back under. He's got a chance. He breaks free, and he's going to be gone. As Cashion defense in pursuit. He pushes the peace sign up. No reason for that, as you've got scoreboard. But give credit to Caden Hall on the, what was that going to be? It's going to be an 87-yard run all the way down the right side, pulled it up. And that's been definitely the best play for the Maroons all day today.
For sure. That's definitely the kind of play that you look forward to going into the second half. You never want to go into the second half after just getting defeated on offense. So them having scored right there is really going to be a morale booster for them going into the second half.
Yeah, they were completely backed up right there, and that big play just kind of gave them a little life. Here's that play right here. Like I said, he's faking that out. Pretty much was just a bootleg with somebody pulling out there and getting him in front, and then he made a good cutback and ran through some arm tackles and just got into the open field, and Max Brown didn't have enough time to catch him. And like you said, giving a little showboat going in the end zone with it 34-7. Don't understand
listen,
that
this
much.
is Homer Television. I give him credit for the run. There's no reason. You're getting beat down by 21 points. You want to flash the peace sign here in the second quarter. You go for it, Mr. Hall. So out on the kick is number 11, Desmond Williams, a junior. Snap, hold, kick is up, and it is good. Slices that one right by the right up post, or the upright, and that will be and now 34-14 as the Cashion Wildcats will get the ball with about 2 minutes left here in the second quarter.
Definitely don't be surprised if Shaq tries to punch one more in for the transition into the second half.
There's no knees being taken right now.
No. He is saying, let's get the ball back. Let's go down there and get this touchdown back in our pocket and go into the halftime where we need to be with that momentum.
And people may or may not know this about Shaq, but the little peace sign flash up there, those kind of things tend to get to Coach Shaq a little bit sometimes, and he's not afraid to retaliate on those things with a touchdown.
Hey, listen, we call it out when our boys are silly on the sideline.
Oh, you know how high school boys are.
We'll do it. There's no need for that, especially when you got scoreboard. Now, with that, Cashion Wildcats will be receiving. Let's see if you have a chance to kind of make something happen. And if there's anyone that I trust in a 2-minute situation, historically, Coach Lynn Shackelford's been a magician, make things happen. So Cashion Wildcats have actually mixed some things up a little bit. So we've got Nathan Nabavi out there along with Nick Nabavi on that second line with Jake Branson deep as Cooper Frazee, Lagasse, and Max Brown. So Gilbert having a chance to catch a breath. Up front, we've got Caleb Durand. We've got number 77, Jaden Miller. Tanner Dean right up the middle, number 50, Hunter Gibson. Big shout out to Gibby. And Jace Evans, do-it-all, number 21 senior, out on that front line right side deep. So out to kick is number 44, Matthew Larkin, freshman, 6'2", 144. 2 minutes left here. High onside. Looks like Nathan Nabavi will have a chance to catch. He'll take a knee wisely as Coach Shaq and the group come out there, and let's see if he gets yelled at anyway. He doesn't, so I guess he did the right thing there as he made the catch. So nice job by the sophomore, Nathan Nabavi, number 1. As he would say, the more talented Nabavi. There's not a lot of lack of confidence at our house, I'll tell you that much.
I know who the most talented Nabavi is.
Yeah. Kate, probably.
She's in 6th grade.
Kate,
that's
probably.
Right.
In 6th grade, that's right.
Hopefully Alex isn't listening.
Yeah, he is. You know he is. We love you too, Alex, Bubba. All right, so with that, Cashion Wildcats 2 minutes even on the board from the 35. Harmon in shotgun. Nick Nabavi to the left of him. Trips up top. Snap. Fake. Harmon back to pass with the out to Manning with the catch of the 40. Cuts back up. Try to spin move. Try to break that tackle. He's going to carry about 3 pair of Maroons all the way down to the 49. Great individual play there by Mason Manning.
Great play.
Yeah, that time there, a lot of times last year we saw Mason catch that ball and just sling a player and go for the touchdown. So give it up to the Cashion or the Perry cornerback out there to at least kind of wrangle him in. I know he still carried him about 10 yards, but at least he didn't go to the house.
1st and 10 from the 49 on the Cashion side. We've got trips down below now. Brown, Lagasse, and Manning up top. Actually, we've got tight end set. Nababi to the right of Harmon. Harmon with the fake, looking to his left, looking to go deep. He'll keep it. Cut back outside. Spin move back in the middle. Won't get free. Takes a hard hit to the back of the helmet. Ben Harmon, the toughest 170-pound kid you'll find in Oklahoma. And that'll bring up 2nd down and about 7 or 8 here with running clock 1:13.
Yeah, good job by Ben there. There wasn't really anything down the field that I saw. Good job by him. Good decision to pull it down, get what you can, and still give yourself a shot, to go score.
2nd and 8, 58 seconds. Back to pass. Harmon looking to his left. Coming back, he's got Brown. He's going to go deep. Out. Lagasse up top. High point. Woo, that was a free-for-all on that one as Caden Hall had a chance on that one. Wasn't sure if Harmon thought that Lagasse was going to keep running that route, but nonetheless, that falls incomplete, thankfully. 3rd and 8.
Yeah, and an incomplete pass isn't the worst thing right there. With 50 seconds left, Cashion Wildcats 3rd down. Got 2 downs to pick this 1st down up. They're going to be going down the field anyway. So incomplete, definitely want to catch him a touchdown.
Definitely not the worst thing to happen there, though.
Yep.
Yeah, as good as a timeout you're going to get. Took a chance there. So with that, 3rd and 8 comes up from the 49. 50 seconds, 2-by-2 for the Wildcats. Nick Nababi to the left, the senior to Ben Harmon. Snap, back to pass. Harmon.
Flag on the play.
False start. Goodness gracious.
On Cashion.
I didn't see who did. One of the receivers on the far side take off a little early.
See it. Our little press box, again, thankfully we have coverage and electricity, but it's hard for us to see what's going on the other side of the field.
Been watching it on the screen here. It's a little easier to see.
Is this time for a screenplay? Another screenplay?
That's exactly what I was about to say. This is the time that Shackelford loves throwing in a screen here, where you're down in distance, they're midfield, and we're wrong.
Harmon with the keeper, falls forward to the 50. They'll bring up 4th down, running clock. Let's see if Coach Cole will call a timeout. He's got a couple left.
I think Coach Cole's thinking, let's let this clock run down and get off the field. But so Shaq's going to go ahead and call it and try to get something drawn up to get the ball down the field, maybe on the sideline and get them out of bounds, or just draw something up to get all the way to the end zone.
Yeah, I love it. This is probably one of those situations. The bread and butter for Cashion Wildcats has been that slant play or that drag with the Lagasse coming off that. I don't know if you want to call that like a hitch post type of scenario where he kind of fakes the hitch and goes across, but I got to think number 19 is going to be part of the discussion here.
You talked about it earlier, not seeing any of those drag plays across the field. Let's see if you don't see something like that where they're coming across the field, get it to them running to the sideline. Right. That way, if they are open and can get to the end zone, they can take it down the sideline. If they're not, step out of bounds, stop the clock, and have another shot at the end zone.
You've seen Shaq in these situations a ton of times, Drew. I mean, from the situation, he's probably got 3 plays ahead. But what do you think he's?
Like you said, he's always got about 3 plays ahead on what he wants to do, and I guarantee you, before he even called that timeout, he knew what he was going to go out there and say to the kids going out there. But I mean, one thing you'll notice about the coaching staff, the entire time, no matter whether it's a timeout or just waiting on a penalty call or whatever else it is, they're constantly talking to each other back and forth, trying to figure out what the best move forward is.
So 4th down, 9 from the 50, 29 seconds here. Cashion looking to add to that 34-14 lead here. Harmon back to pass, looking to his left, waiting, out route to Lagasse, comes up for 1st down with a spin move, gets free to the 30, will go out of bounds, and there you go. The Cashion Wildcats with a big 1st down with 20 seconds, just took 9 seconds off the clock on that huge completion, 1st down.
That's just a great job by, pretty much a clear out route over there with trips to the near side. 2 went deep, and Landon just did a great job of breaking down to the sideline. And Ben, that's another big throw right there across the field on that out route and hitting Landon perfectly between the numbers and giving him a chance to get a little more extra yards.
H-back set with Vandruff in the backfield. Nababi to the left of Harmon. 2 up top. Snap, fake, Fake screen. Actually, he's going to go to Lagasse out on the screen around the 30. He'll look to get out of bounds. And that play took about 7 seconds, got about 5 yards as the Cashion Wildcats move it all the way down, it looks like, to the 25-yard line.
Good job by Landon right there. Get a few yards, get what they're going to give you, and then step out of bounds so that clock stops running. Do we have any time?
I think we may have one left.
One timeout.
We got one at 13 seconds. 2 plays, definitely at least in the hands of Shackelford. Maybe take a shot here. I don't know. So second and 6 from the 25. H-back is Vandruff in the backfield. Two down below. We've got twins down below. Ace by himself up top. Harmon looking to his left. Double move, wheel route, not there. Harmon works to his left. We're going to have a holding call. Comes back to the out. In and out of the hands of Manning. That'll fall incomplete, and we will have a flag. And what's the ruling with a holding with less than 10 seconds?
I think it's either run the clock off because it's a 10-second runoff or a 5-second runoff, isn't it?
Holding is the call.
So I guess maybe they have to take it. If they take it, then they take the yardage, I guess.
Which they've got to take it because if they take it, the quarter's over.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, why wouldn't you take it?
I don't know. You would take it. I'm just dumb.
While I was down on the sideline there for a little bit, Quentin Thorpe had mentioned to me that at the beginning of the game that Perry's defense was lining up heavy. You could kind of see more line on each side, but wherever they thought the ball was kind of going to move that play, they would shift their guys heavy to that side, and he said that gave the line a little bit of trouble in this first half.
Okay, bring that knowledge. Last play of the half, 5 seconds from the 43. Cash and snap. Harmon back. You're going to get a screen to Nabavi. He's got a few blockers, got a chance if he can get to the outside. Keeps his feet, and that will be the end of the first quarter or first half as the Cashion Wildcats run it out. Up 34-14. So with that, the Cashion Wildcats will move to hopefully some level of air conditioning. I don't know what they got over there in the locker room. And my man Chris Gibson and Drew Baker, you guys, it was a very long first half. It felt like that.
It did. Of course, that could just be us in the sweat box up here.
And thank God that's not visual right now. But we'll go to a quick timeout. We've got what do we have? Lessons with Lane. We'll get Drew on the headset. You guys can break down halftime stats. I'm going to go get a cold drink, and we'll be back here as the Cashion Wildcats here on Cashion Wildcats TV find themselves up 34-14 at half. We'll be back in a sec.
Injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging work seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorse Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorse get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Christy Perry is a Cashion-based attorney providing clients in Oklahoma with trusted, experienced legal counsel regarding wills and trusts, bankruptcy, and other areas of law. Flexible scheduling is available to discuss your options, and your first consultation is free. If you need assistance regarding a legal matter, call your local Oklahoma licensed attorney, Christy Perry, at 918-373-0882.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back, always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Cashion Shape Up Fitness is locally owned and operated with no contracts or sign-up fees. Our rates start at only $30 per month, and we have tanning available. Everything you need to work on your health and fitness. So contact Amber Lee to sign up today, 405-538-8248. And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Cashion Shape Up Fitness. Have a pest problem? Call Rural Pest Solutions today. We offer as-needed services as well as a variety of treatment schedules. We're family-owned and operated, and we specialize in treating life's smallest problems: spiders, ants, roaches, termites, mice, and more. For both residential and commercial, we're ready to solve your pest problems today. So call Rural Pest Solutions in Cashion, 405-238-6565. Proud supporter of Wildcat athletes.
Chris Cochran and his whole football family are really fired up for the Cashion Wildcats tonight. Also about him joining forces with Legacy Insurance and Investments. He has taken his extensive 25 years of experience and proven customer service down to one of the historic buildings on Cashion's Main Street. Chris is an independent agent now and can shop all of your farm, personal, commercial, and life policy needs to provide you with a lot of different options. He is also licensed to assist with all of your financial planning needs like 401k rollovers, IRAs, and mutual funds. Call Chris anytime and let him go to work for you. Our partnership will be a win-win.
All right, we're here with the halftime segment, Lessons with Lane, like we called it. So what did you think of the first half, Lane?
It's hotter than Hades here.
Oh, yeah. You should have been here the whole half in this little box.
Hot. This is small-town football. You know, this stadium was built, I think, in 1939.
During the work programs.
Yeah, WPA, it's rock everywhere. On the other side of the stadium is an arena where there's 3 or 4 people on horses in the arena. So it's small town football at its finest.
The stadium almost looked like a castle walking into it from the other side.
You know, they've got looks like some turrets or something.
Yeah.
You're going to pour hot oil on somebody.
Defending the Alamo here at Perry.
We looked okay. You know, it's a little bit harder to judge what this team is because 2 years ago we had 8 or 10 men on the team, and last year we had 5 or 6 men. I mean, that you could look out there during the game. It's like they are bigger and faster and stronger than anyone out there. And this group of kids hasn't quite. They don't look the part right now. I mean, Camden Maroney is pretty big. He looks the part. Mason Manning is a pretty big kid out there, and Logan is Landon Lagasse, right?
Yeah, Landon Lagasse.
You know, he was such an elite player last year. We had so many good kids out there on the field at the same time as him. Now he's best kid on the field. And then you throw in Ben Harmon. I mean, Ben is having a phenomenal year so far. And of the Harmons, probably Ben and his brother are probably the top 2 Harmons. And then you throw the Papa Harmon in there. He's sitting right here. He can kind of hear me, but he's probably in 3rd place right now. But man, he just looks so good. He looks crisp, throwing the ball hard.
He really does.
And the game has slowed down so much for him. He just looks good. You know, he had, if you look at all of our stats, I mean, he's like, where's he at?
All-time stats?
No, I mean, tonight he was 16 for 23 for 353, and then he had 5 carries for 32 yards. So he just kind of doing it all tonight.
As far as the stats goes, what's the stat that we improved most on from the Rejoice game coming into this game so far in the first half?
Well, the most eye-popping stat tonight was we got that Adelaide Jerry kicked an extra point, first girl that's ever scored for Cashion. So that's a little bit history right there. I don't know. I mean, we're making adjustments a little bit better, and we're making adjustments a little bit quicker. Jackson Vandorf is showing up a little bit better tonight. Seth Brown.
Max Brown.
I mean, Max Brown. Golly, I can't get names right. Max Brown. If I was starting a herd of cattle right now, his dad, what's his dad's name?
Sean
Brown would be my herd bull. He produces some athletes, man. Max is just so fast, and he's gonna come along here and be something to watch by the time he graduates from high school.
So as far as the offense goes, on the kind of the planes that we run, I noticed that up front we're doing a lot better this week than we were last week. Of course, Rejoice had just some mountain of men up there. But when I was talking to Coach Cole before the game this week, he had mentioned, their quarterback, Dylan Hall, had been running back for 3 years. And you can see that as he runs up and down the field there. But he really hasn't had as many yards as I thought he would.
Well, were you a little bit confused that they pulled him out and started number 8 there for a while? I mean, I thought he looked really, really, really nice on offense. I mean, he had 11 carries for 120, which our numbers are a little bit skewed with that long run. I mean, it was like 390 to 90 at one time as far as yards go, and then he scored on that long play. And so we still have.
Please welcome to the field the Perry High School Palm Squad.
Let me look here and see. We've got a total of 453 to their 178. You know, Perry got up on Pawhuska last week, I think maybe 21-0, and then Pawhuska beat the doors off of them. I think we could probably name the score tonight of how many points we want to score. But I mean, can you tell who we are?
Do what?
Can you tell what kind of team we are?
It's really hard for me to tell right now because, like in years past, like you said, there's just been 8 or 9, and then last year 5 or 6 just absolute men. And then other than Ben and Nick and then a couple of the other seniors, to me it looks like there's a lot of kids out there that are still kind of trying to find their place as far as their role is.
Yeah,
I mean,
Nick
like
looked the part, didn't he?
He did. He looked like a lot like the part, and the way that he ran, the cuts that he made were fantastic. But you talk about younger kids. Seth Gilbert made some plays or made some mistakes that you give him another year or so, those are plays that he's going to make every time. So it's just interesting to see.
Like during the offseason, I'll say, what kid's up and coming that's going to improve a whole bunch? Jackson Bander, Seth Gilbert's another kid that they talked on and on about that said he's going to make that quantum leap this year to be a pretty good ball player. That punty kind of muffed was not probably his best moment, but the one he fumbled, but.
Which, like we had talked about up here, and a guy that's a sophomore, I mean, those mistakes like that, you don't want them, obviously, but those are things that you can kind of expect from some younger kids on a team that isn't just senior loaded like we've kind of had in the past.
We've talked on and on about this at Cashion. This is really the golden age of Cashion football. You can take all that 1970 stuff, and that was a great age, but, man, we have been just so great for like 10 years. And you see this team out here that is really good right now. The last 3 years we were great, and so you're a little bit
kind of a snap back to reality.
I don't know if they're that good, but they are. They're up. What score? 34-14. On a Perry team, we could probably score 80 or 90 points on them if we wanted to. So we're probably not going to have a whole lot more competition here for a while. I tell you, the team that is probably going to be a battle is going to be Watonga.
That's what I've heard in the preseason interview that we did. As a lot of people know, they changed their entire coaching staff. I think their head coach comes from Texoma, I think.
Correct.
And Shaq said he ran a really good program down there when he was in Texoma.
Yeah.
So that's one of the games that all the coaches have said, that's a game you need to watch coming up in the season is the Watonga game because they've got the potential to be really good, one of the better teams.
Watonga historically has got athletes too, so they'll be a test. So, we're going to play Thomas next week. Thomas is down, so I don't know. Watonga maybe Crescent. Crescent may be okay.
The Thomas game, I feel like, might surprise some people. Thomas has always had that ability to, even if they've been down before, versus senior-wise or young kid-wise, whatever it may be, they always have the ability to kind of surprise you a little bit and put up more fight than you think that they probably will.
There's a handful of games that you watched over the years that we had a limited chance. When we played Stratford in the state finals in 2016, I believe, we had zero chance.
No, you could have played that game 100 times.
They were just so phenomenal. They were the best team I've seen as far as depth-wise goes. The year before that, we played Thomas, and we, looking at it from the outside, you're like, we may have a chance, and we got beat, I think, 28-7. After the game, you go down there on the field, and them Thomas boys, they were all, that line
just mountain of men.
280. They were humongous. And the quarterback was about 6'4", 220 type kid, and so.
Which on that Thomas game, what do you think the odds come out if you play that game 10 times?
I think we play them 10 times. We beat them once, twice, maybe. If they had a bus wreck on the way there, maybe. But we're, and we were lucky to get there that year. We played a Stratford team in the quarterfinals that was an elite team, and we had some kids. Quentin Thorpe really played his rear end off that game. We had several kids kind of stepped up that game and played. We probably shouldn't have won that game. So
the playoffs that year against that Thomas team was probably one of the biggest stacked playoff groups that I've seen in a long time. That Tallahena team that we played the week afterwards, just athletes out of athletes out of athletes. I mean, just that group of kids and that class of playoff teams that year was just phenomenal.
So we played Stratford. Wasn't it the quarterfinals we played Stratford?
Yes.
I think it was at Stratford, and we manned up and beat them. And then that next game we played Tallahassee, and Tallahassee had a great quarterback, about a 6'4" kid that could throw it and could run the heck out of the ball. He turned his ankle the first 3 or 4 plays of the game, and he was about 40%, or they would have probably beat us. But we beat them at somewhere up there around Tulsa area.
I think it was it Bigsby?
Maybe so.
That we played at, if I can remember right. So back on this game on the stats, what's the stat that you have kind of noticed most of you as you've been up there?
Nick Nababi is the stat that's really kind of pops out there.
How many yards has he had so far?
He's got 4 carries for 66 yards, but that one big long run he had was he carried kids with him. And then you look at we've already talked about Landon Lagasse. I mean, he just is a freak show, and he's a little bit fragile, if that's the right word. I mean, he's just not great big. I mean, he's kind of thin. So I'm hoping and praying he doesn't get hurt. If he gets hurt, we're going to get in a little bit of trouble, because he just is a guy we go to all the time.
And you can tell on the way that their defense lines up against our offense, you can tell that everybody knows that's a kid that we heavily depend on. Because, I mean, against Rejoice, they had him in triple man coverage for
you bet.
almost the entire game.
They manned up on him, and they were up in his face the whole time. So he didn't have a lot of chances, but, he's on the verge. He's got, 10 carries for 215, 3 touchdowns. I mean, that's pretty big numbers for a game, much less a half.
Which it's nice to be able to see some success running the ball, because I know that a lot of teams, I mean, you can take any number of teams, any team that's just been fantastic throwing the ball, eventually somewhere down in the season they come up across a team that's able to stop the passing game, and then they have to be able to run it. And in a lot of teams in the past, not being able to run the football has really hurt them the further in the season they get. So it's kind of nice to be able to see, Nick's had a lot of great running plays. Ben's even carried the ball a couple times for a lot of good yards. So it's nice to be able to see them be able to run the ball good.
I talk small town football all the time. High school, we're in the best place in America to play football, and after the game, my 6th grade boy Grayson will come up. He's got his shirt off, he's beat red, he's got dirt all over his
covered
face,
in grass.
and him and about 10 other kids have played football and wrestled and fought other kids from other towns for like 4 quarters. So this is just something you can kind of get here, let them run wild. I tell them, If the parent or if someone from Perry is getting after you and they come to me, it's going to be bad news for you. So they haven't come and got me yet. So
just round them up at the end of the game.
Well, I'm ready for the second half to get started. I mean, to me, if we get up on them, it wouldn't surprise me if any at all if they have a running clock.
What do you think what do you predict most happening in the second half?
Run the ball.
Just running the ball a lot more than you think?
Run it, I think. I think we want to get this game over with and not get anybody hurt.
I'd agree. I think that Perry's going to probably try and hang on to the ball a little bit more and maybe slow that clock down, because I know that going into the game they wanted a lot more success running the ball than they had, especially with their quarterback having been a running back. So it wouldn't surprise me if they try to slow the clock down a little bit to see if they can get those yards that they wanted in the run game.
Dispel any rumors out there. I've seen Caden Harrell the last 2 weeks, and he is a freaking large individual still. He could crush me with his hand.
I wouldn't fight him for sure.
No. I guess we'll be back after a commercial break.
Yep, cut to a commercial real quick, and we'll be back at it.
For 31 years and counting, Community State Bank has taken great pride in being your hometown bank. With branches located in Cashion, Dover, and Hennessy, CSB strives to reflect the small-town hospitality these communities are known for. Our friendly staff is here to serve you and provide one of the best banking experiences around, equipping our customers with the latest in banking technology combined with a personal, down-home relationship. Come into one of our local branches or visit us at www.mycsb.com. Community State Bank, small-town banking, the way it should be. Member FDIC. At Water Heater Man, we specialize in repairing and replacing all water heaters. We service the OKC Metro and surrounding towns with fast, reliable service. We keep our vans fully stocked with essential parts needed for basic repairs, and new tanks are always on the vans ready to go. We offer free estimates on all jobs with financing options available. We match manufacturer's warranty for all newly replaced water heaters. We'll get your water heater back up and running as fast as possible so you don't have to put your life on hold waiting for service. Give us a call today, 405-844-TANK. That's 405-844-8265. Go Wildcats!
Support your school's booster club and get your business in front of thousands of potential customers. Talk about a win-win. Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information.
All right, welcome back to Daniels Field here live from Perry, Oklahoma. It's CashionWildcats.tv, powered by Squirtle, bringing you some second half action here in about a minute. I'm Neiman Abavi, Chris Gibson. We've got Drew Baker running around getting some, I guess, the dirt.
Nachos. I don't know where he's at.
Hey,
he went to the locker room.
He went to the locker room. He worked all half while I was eating a hot dog, and I know you and I were getting some soda or whatever. But appreciate Lessons with Lane and breakdown there of all the offensive stats and kind of talking about thoughts about this upcoming second half and even the rest of the season. Cashion Wildcats up 34-14. They'll be kicking off to the Perry Maroons. The Cashion Wildcats doing it in the air and on the ground. Credit to Ben Harmon. If we take a look at stats, I know Lane brought this out, but just a ridiculous 16 for 23 for 353 yards. 70% completion. These were numbers, astronomical that we've seen from him the last couple years. 4 touchdowns. He's hit Lagasse on 3 of them and Manning on another. So, Harmon continues to try to put this team on his back and do everything he can from the offensive side. Defense, basically, giving up 14, gave up that one big run, that short field touchdown in the first quarter. I've really only surrendered, it looks like here, total yards. Looks like 178 to Perry. So,
well, I think Lane said it. He said that one big run. I think it was he said it was about 390 to 90 on the yardage, and then that one big run by the quarterback, jumped them up there and got them back up to that 170 mark. A little more respectable on their end. Coming out in this second half, without that big run and without giving them the ball, we did a pretty good job on the defensive side of stopping them. But still, you can't have those mistakes. You can't have the big runs. You got to have people flying to the ball and gang tackling. On the offensive side, you said it with Ben putting the team on his back, and we knew it, right? We knew that this year was going to be up to Ben because the last 2 years, Ben has had horses around.
Ton of weapons.
Tons of weapons. All he had to do was pretty much get the ball and put it in the hands of
as Shaq would say, he just had to manage the game. Yeah, that's all he had to do.
This year, Coach Shackelford saying, Ben, we're going to make you. We're going to give you an opportunity to make great reads, find people down the field, and you're going to have to put it in their hands to make the plays. Or pull it down and make those plays with your feet. And so far, you've seen the numbers. You just talked about the numbers. For a kid to put up 350 yards, I think, in the first half of a game is unbelievable. And Ben Harmon is one of those kids that's got the talent and the know-how and the experience from being able to play as the starting quarterback over the last 3 years to be able to, have those big numbers and really carry a team, on deep runs.
So with that, the Cashion Wildcats, again, we're about a minute and a half. They put a few more minutes, and that's kind of the deal here that always messes me up with high school football. They add an additional 3 minutes to the halftime when the kids come out to warm up. But we're getting close here to second half action. Again, we've got Nick Nabavi and Ben Harmon on the screen. Nabavi had a great individual run. He leads all rushers on the day with 66 yards on 4 rushes. Had that 56-yard jaunt for a touchdown for him. And then again from a receiving perspective, Landon Lagasse, 10 catches on 12 targets for 215 yards and 3 touchdowns for 21.5 yards per catch average. Lagasse has done it across the middle on deep balls. He's certainly been a go-to for Ben today in the first half against Perry.
Yeah, Landon is a good. He runs good routes, and then when you have a quarterback that can put it on you like that, you're going to have an opportunity to really make big plays after the catch, right? And that's what he does really good. I think Nick did a great job, back there at running back, last game and this game so far, when he gets the opportunity, he makes it happen, right? And he's a smart runner. He gets the ball. He can find the seams, and whenever he has an opportunity, he puts his head down and does a great job. I'll be honest, I didn't know he had some of the moves I've seen, and even running down the field with that cutback, that's something that right there, seeing the field and just football knowledge of knowing, hey, how do I get back across the field, and then just the want to get in the end zone on that big long run. That's something that you can't coach. That's just something that's in
football.
you. That's in you, and that's a football player out there.
That's football. Well, Cashion's been substituting quite a bit. We saw Cooper Frazee and Jay Sevens coming in quite a bit. We saw Tommy Branson coming in to spell Aiden Williams at nose tackle. We even saw Preston Cotter coming out on defense quite a bit. I think we heard Lane and Drew kind of talk about what their expectations were in the second half, and I expect both teams just trying to manage the clock, manage their situation. Perry will probably take a couple chances with this first drive, see what they can go and get done with, and see if they can cut it to a 2-score scenario. But if Cashion's able to get the stop, come back out and get a score, we might see a lot of subs in the running clock here in the second half. So with that, we'll go up top to our camera. Mark Tarrant, kudos to our man Mark taking care of us today. Certainly appreciate that. Again, thank all of our sponsors here at Cashion Wildcat TV, powered by Squirtle.tv. We can't do it without them, and we are super grateful for all of you guys watching from home as the Cashion Wildcats will be looking to move to 1-on-1 in the season here, up 34-14 here at halftime. So with that, Cashion out to kick, winning the opening toss. They elected to receive. We'll be kicking off to the Perry Maroons here. Maroons will be working from south to north, right to left. Gray shirts, maroon helmets. Deep, we've got Dylan Height, as well as number 19, Justin Bernard,
Jeff, if you don't mind.
and Caleb Owen. Kicking off the Cashion Wildcats will be Bryson Hogan. Bryson's been kicking him deep. Let's see if he goes deep again.
Yeah, he has.
So with the whistle, we've got the start of the second half. Kick is up. That'll be a high poocher. It looks like around the 20. Dylan Height will catch. He'll work back to the right side, and he'll go out of bounds. Well done, as Bryce Burke is there, the sophomore on the tackle. And that's exactly what you want from that type of kick. High hanger that gets it out right around the 27-yard line.
Yeah, and good job by those boys running up the line there to get him down, push him out of bounds. And now here we go. I've said it time and time again. It's that first drive coming out of the locker room is always the biggest, important. One of the biggest.
It's a motivation
drives
setter
of the game, and you want to see them come out here and really set the tone for the second half.
I'm curious to see how Perry's going to try and manage the clock in the second half. Whether they're going to try and keep as much time on it for themselves as they can, or what they try to do.
So with that, Hall back out. He'll snap. He'll hand off to 5, Caleb Hall. He'll be met in the backfield. Is that my man? That's it. On cue, Bryce Burke, sophomore, just like the second half of the Rejoice Christian game, comes in, a little tackle for loss to start the third quarter.
Good job right there. Joey kind of got up there and turned him inside, and Bryce Burke coming downhill with the big tackle. And that's really the first time I think we've seen the quarterback hand it off to that running back coming up the middle, and I think he might not do that again.
2nd and 13 from the 25, 11:22 here, third quarter action. Cashion in a 3-4, actually 4-down lineman. We've changed the alignment set here. Hall with the keep. He'll roll to his left, back shoulder. He'll come back across. Catch is made by number 19. Nice job there by Justin Bernard going to his knees to make that catch.
Really
nice
good catch in a highly contested area for sure.
Yeah, they have changed up the defense to that 4-man front. And right there, they tried to roll the quarterback out there. And good job by Camden Maroney to come up and get in his face. Good job by the quarterback to kind of set his feet and make throw a strike to get that, 5 yards?
Yeah, about 7 yards. So bring up 3rd down and 6, 10:47 running clock from the 32. Hall with the keeper. He'll work back up the middle. Met in the hole.
Wow. Right there.
I saw Camden Maroney and Aiden Williams, 71, senior nose tackle there with the tackle. Nice work there by Aiden.
Yeah.
That'll bring up 4th down and long.
I promise you, Coach Wood at halftime saw those plays. He learned what was going on. They made the adjustment up top, and they probably made a point to say, we're not going to let this quarterback get any more yards on us on that little, option play. Let's figure that out, and let's hammer him every time he gets the ball.
Bring the heat to him.
Matthew Larkin on the punt. Block is almost there. Goes up. Lagasse will let it fall at the 40. Evans needs to get out of the way there.
Talking about Coach Wood a little bit, one of the things you'll constantly see Coach Wood doing, if you can see him on the live stream here, the entire time that we're on defense, Coach Wood is constantly making adjustments, looking at the offense, yelling out at the players what he wants done and the adjustments that he wants made. Shaq's always said before that if your sidelines are quiet, then you're doing something wrong. You should constantly have your coaches and players talking to each other about what's going on out there. Yep. And Coach Wood is a perfect example of that.
And I don't know what is going on, but none of the coaches have headsets on. And I guess everybody's down on the field. Maybe they weren't working this game because usually you have two really good coaches up in the press box making those adjustments, seeing something from the bird's eye view. And today, none of the coaches even have headsets on. All the coaches down on the field.
First and 10 for the Wildcats. From the 30. 9:55 here. Harmon in a shotgun. Nababi to the left of him. 3 sets down below. Ace up top. Snap looking to his right. Harmon waiting for the deep post. So the intended receiver was Manning. Not sure of the situation. Manning was bracketed. That falls to the ground, and that'll bring up 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, right there. I mean, Mason Manning was kind of going across there and had double coverage and just couldn't really pull away. So Ben, I think, pretty much just kind of laid it out there where if he might be able to make a play, but on the safe side and just let it land on the ground.
So 2nd and 10, 9:49 from the 30. Cashion Wildcats looking to, after the 3 and out, looking to score here. Extend that lead out to 4 scores. Snap, Harmon looking down the middle. Going deep. Post out to Lagasse with a catch. Spin move down the sideline to the 40. 30 crosses back to midfield.
That'll be a touchdown.
Landon Lagasse to the house. 70 yards. Cashion Wildcats put another 6 on the board.
Yeah, Landon just gets the ball in space, turns around, and just turns on the Jets to the end zone.
And the kid is just insanely fast.
Yeah, and the thing about Landon right there, you saw it. There was kids in position to and had angles. But Landon's so good and fast enough to make the adjustment to get to the end zone.
So number 20, Adley Jerry out for the kick. Nick Nabavi, senior, with a hold. Cashion Wildcats trying to extend this to a 41-14 lead.
See if she can't get her second point up here.
Hold, kick is up, and that will not make it, so that will fall to the dirt. And I guess essentially, not sure. We'll put that one on Nick on the hold. So with that one, that will lead the score 40-14. 9:35 here, third quarter action. Cashion Wildcats take the first possession of the third quarter, drive it 70 yards on a
You see right here
hookup.
On the replay, Landon getting that ball, making a man miss, and then just turning on the Jets with kids, that had angles, but with his speed, he could get to the end zone.
Thankfully, it doesn't happen often. Nick, we kind of touched on that at halftime, or not Nick, Landon, a real skinny kid or smaller statured kid. It almost makes you cringe a little bit when he gets tackled or gets hit because he almost looks like he got broke.
But for a receiver that's kind of what he's built to do out there, I think he's a kid that has that high ceiling. That if a coach, a next level coach can get him recruited to their program and really work with him and put some a little bit of extra meat on his bones, he's going to be a kid that could really surprise teams going down as he gets older and goes to that next level.
Which is something that those coaches are experts on. You could just look at Ryan. He's put on probably 35 pounds since he's been up there.
Yeah, that's unbelievable.
9:35 here, third quarter. Bryson Hogan off of the kick. Cashion again moving from north to south here. Deep for the Maroons is number 19 this time. It will be Justin Bernard that's deep. Behind him is his height. He's back there now on the 10. Let's see if Bryson Hogan will send another deep one or high hanger. That one will try to go deep. Height will catch that right around the 15, 17 across the 20, 25. It'll go right out of bounds. Nice drag out there. Vandruff again, we've called his name 1,000 times on special teams and on defense. Kid's making a name for himself in this game for sure. And the Cashion Wildcats do get the stop. And it looks like the Maroons will be starting over 1st and 10 with 9:30 here right around the 33-yard line. Let's see if Cashion comes back out in that 4-4 again. We just kind of noticed that here as Tony Wood make that adjustment. We've got Joey Wilson on the end, Vandruff on the other end. We've got Juicy and Aiden Williams in on the inside. So definitely a 4-man lineup. We've got 3 linebackers set with Bryce Burke, Nabavi, and Camden Maroney. Single safety set. Corners are all aced up by themselves. All with the keep. He'll work right side. Met in the hole by Nabavi, and that'll be it for him as Jackson Vandruff. And we might have either a holding or a face mask. I'm not sure what we're going to have here. As the flag does come in from the
way
official.
Nick came in with his helmet down like that, and I don't know if it was just he was trying to get low to meet the quarterback as he was going down. I just hope it's not something where they're going to say targeting or something like that, but maybe not. Maybe I read that wrong on that.
Little discussion going on with the official crew.
So they're going to go over to 6. They're going to make the call here. We've got, I guess it's face mask. I can't tell. We'll hear from the PA announcer. It's offsetting penalty. So looks like there may have been something on the.
Maybe there was a hold and somebody retaliated.
Illegal formation.
Hard to see that one in that jumble there.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense. Penalties will offset. Replay first down.
All right, so you heard it from the PA man over on the other side here at Daniels Field. Again, appreciate you guys joining us here on CashionWildcats.tv, powered by Squirtle TV. Appreciate everything and everyone hanging tight with us here this 2021 season. Cashion Wildcats on D, 1st and 10 from the 33. Perry Maroons with 9:23 third quarter. Blitz is on. Camden Maroney up the middle, putting pressure, chasing him down. Vandruff on the outside, Nabavi as well. Throws the ball up, and that'll fall to the ground. Is that going to be intentional grounding?
It definitely could be.
They're going to say there wasn't a receiver at least 15 yards, and that's a ruling in high school. It doesn't matter across the line or whatever. There has to be somebody 15 yards. You just can't throw it away. And so with that incompletion, that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for the Maroons.
Boy, when you said Camden Maroney up the middle there, upfield, that is not a good place you want to find yourself in if you're the offense.
Well, Cashion certainly had a lot of pressure there as Nabavi as well as Vandruff were upfield. I saw a little Joey Wilson sighting as well. Big shout out to his auntie and uncle out there in Seattle. So 2nd down and 10 from the 33. 9:16 here in the third quarter. Caden Holt, senior, by himself, actually back there with, is that number 32? And is that Bowman back there with him? I can't tell. No, it's number 5. I apologize. Owen. He'll roll back out to his left. Cut back up the middle. He's got a lane. He's going to have a chance. Lagasse on the chase as well as Fraze, and he'll catch him down.
Lagasse brings him down.
Great effort there by Lagasse, chasing him down to stop the pending touchdown from Caden Hall.
Yeah, and that's a play right there where it looked like they were kind of cheating the linebackers up a little bit, and just a huge hole. I don't know if there might have been a missed assignment or something there, but they definitely found a lane. And
it was a big lane.
When that kid gets that much room, I'm just glad that Landon was in a position to run him down, because you saw it last week against Pawhuska, and already in this game, that kid gets out in the open like that, it's usually a touchdown.
I mean, he had 200 rushing yards against Pawhuska last week.
1st and 10 from the 21. Back to pass, a little out route. It's caught. Met quickly there by Jace Evans.
Number 7, Dylan Height.
As well as looks like we'll get a call here. Looks like I can't tell. Yeah, it's actually was that Kai Gilbert 17? Sure was. So catch was made by Dylan Height, the senior, 6'1", 158. We'll bring up 2nd down and 4. 8:20 running clock here in 3rd quarter. Cashion up 40-14. Thanks for joining us here on Cashion Wildcats TV, Homer Television for the Wildcats. Caden Hall back in shotgun. Owen to the right of him. Let's see, there's another keeper here for Hall. Now he's back to pass. He'll roll to his right.
That is
good coverage coming up. Nabavi with a big hit. That one will go out of bounds. Caden Hall says, what was that for, Nick?
You know, keep an eye on Jackson Vandriff. If you're sitting at the house and you're like, hey, what should I watch? Watch number 88 on the left side of the defensive line. And whenever he fires off the ball and comes around the edge, and a lot of times they double team him, but he's so quick and so strong that kids pretty much just have to grab him and not let him go by. And that's what happened right there, and no flag was called. That kid is so good that almost there's a lot of kids can't handle that pressure and that speed around the edge.
You're absolutely right, and he's just got an impressive wingspan and reach, and that's another thing that's going to be hard to contain, especially if he starts coming on the edge, off the edge like he is.
So 3rd down run, up the middle, little wedge play there for the Perry Maroons. I guess Coach Cole was one to maybe catch the Cashion defense asleep. Goes for about 2 yards, brings up 4th down and 2. Running clock, 7:28. Perry driving here on the 13-yard line. Caden Hall under center. Snap will keep. He'll get bogged up. Looks like if Cashion can hang on to him, Joey Wilson trying his best.
That's 4th.
Looks like he will be short. Will that be enough for the 1st down?
No way.
As
Ben's
looks like the
heading
Cashion
out.
Wildcats do hold on 4th down. Nice job there by the line. Joey Wilson with that last big grabbing Caden Hall by the belt. The whistle was blown by the opposite side. I think Cashion caught a break there as forward progress may or may not have stopped. And so with 7:18, the Cashion Wildcats will be taking over 1st down and 10 right around the 13-yard line.
Yeah, good job by the Cashion defense there, after that big run. Really coming out there and, finally deciding to say, guys, we got to make a stop
Locking
here.
in, making a stop.
Let's lock it in.
We got a measurement here, so before the stop, we got to figure out whether or not this one's going to stand. Get some water calls. And, hey, we appreciate all those fine dads out there always working the chain crew.
Weren't y'all like all state the season y'all did it?
Yeah, this one's not even close.
Oh, okay.
This is it.
You were all state.
Yeah, we were all state. I was self-proclaimed all
you
state chain.
And Todd Miller. Yeah. I mean, that was a crew right there.
Before this even started, yeah, that was my claim to fame. And I got to tell you what, working the opponent's sideline during a home game is
you get to hear a lot of good stuff.
It is. I should pay money to do that, right? It is a fantastic experience. So the chain crew does come out. Decent work there by the Perry chain crew. I'd say I give them an okay, but. Nonetheless, they do confirm the Cashion stop on downs. It'll be 1st down and 10 from the 12. Cashion up again, 40-14 here. 2nd possession of the 2nd half. Harmon back to in shotgun. Nabavi the left of him. Actually, it's like we've got twins down below. We do have a Vandriff sighting at tight end. Lagasse by himself up top. Let's see if they go back to him. Looks like they are looking for him. Harmon looking for a double move, going up.
Oh no!
And looks like Lagasse
did a double move there, and I think what happened is he stepped on the cornerback as he was going by him and just sprained his ankle is what it looked like to me because, as soon as he went by him, it was almost like he tripped because the kid completely jumped on the break.
Probably come for an injury timeout here.
All right, so, hey, while Lagasse is getting his thigh taken care of over there, and a big shout-out to Heath Pratt, fantastic. We are so blessed. We have amazing resources here at Cashion. We really do. Our kids, Class A football town of 865. We have immense resources. We can't thank Heath Pratt enough.
Oh, and Heath's a great guy, too.
Just our own athletic trainer does a great job, is just wonderful with the kids, and certainly grateful. We'll go to a quick timeout, be back here on Cashion Wildcats TV.
Storm season is coming, people, and your first choice for roofing needs should be Rhino Roofing. Locally owned and operated, the Rhino specializes in all types of repair and replacement.
All
Large
right,
scale, traditional, modern.
Looks like Lagasse will be coming off. It is a cramp. He's going to get some water. Coach Wilson out there. Again, big shout out to our training staff and all of our great managers. See Shackelford's daughter out there. So with that, Cashion Wildcats on an incompletion on that double move intended for Lagasse. It brings up second down and 10 from the 12. 7-12 here in the third quarter, second half action. The Maroons staying in that 3-4 look.
And like I said, it's a shame that he caught that cramp because, man, that cornerback completely bit on the fake. And if that would not have been a cramp, he would have been about 20 yards behind him.
With no chance of being stopped.
Harmon with the give to Nababi. He's got pulling guards. Breaks the first tackle, cuts back, still moving. Nick Nababi, it looks like a gain of about maybe 5. So decent work and a little GT counter there for the Cashion Wildcats.
Huge props to Nick. You see Nick get hit all the time as he's running the ball there, and it takes about 3 or 4 of them to actually bring him down. So huge props to Nick there on how hard he runs and just being hard to take down.
Hey, and I had flashbacks right there on the 57 pulling around the corner right there. I'm like, is that Ron Baker?
Yeah.
And but no, that right there, Preston Carter is doing a great job and kind of filling that same role that Ryan did whenever he was here.
Harmon, keeper, he'll cut back up the middle. That should be enough for the first down. Takes a couple big hits. Harmon rolls forward and just adds to his total yardage here. Brought down by number 65, Ethan Hughes, the junior, 6 foot 185. So it'll be enough for a Cashion first down.
And just a good hard run right there by Ben. You talked about Nick running hard and carrying people that time. You said it earlier. Ben being 170 pounds, he still is a very hard runner and isn't afraid to go in there and really find some contact.
He's a football player.
He comes by it, honestly.
Harmon with the keeper. Had the slant to Manning. Go ahead and keeps it. Spin move. He's still on his feet to the outside. Gets a block from Brown. He does. Another spin move. Takes the
first down.
Takes a slew of Perry Maroons across the 40, and that'll be another first down.
That time they had Jackson Vandriff just going right down that seam, and I think that's what Ben was kind of looking for. And I don't know if somebody may have gotten his face where he couldn't set his feet and really throw the ball at him, but Jackson had kind of broke free there for just a second before Ben had to pull it down and run.
First down and 10, so Cashion Wildcats keeping this drive alive from the 44. Cashion territory looks like Coach Cole will have a timeout. And so with that, the Cashion Wildcats will take a break. 5:33 here, third quarter action. Cashion Wildcats with the ball up 40-14. We'll go timeout. Be right back. Cashion Wildcats TV.
Roof lines, they can do it all. Protect your home and your family with the specialized services of Rhino Roofing. Visit our Facebook page today and make an appointment. Rhino Roofing is all the hype for any roof type.
I'm Todd Miller, and this is Grain and Grange, the coolest furniture store you've never heard of. Come see us.
All right, my man Todd Miller at Grain and Grange. That guy, have you seen Todd in a while? He's like the hardest. He's like
the hardest person to find.
I tried to get him some OSU tickets, and he wouldn't take them.
Man,
he's like a ghost. You just can't nail him down anymore.
All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcats TV here, powered by Squirtle. It's third quarter action, 5:33 here. Cashion up 40-14, driving here. Started this drive here at the 13-yard line on the legs of Ben Harmon. Harmon with a little sneaky to Nababi. Looks like he'll bowl forward. A little Statue of Liberty action as the Cashion Wildcats and Nick Nababi move it around 4 yards. It's about the 49. Waylon Carson on the tackle there, 34 freshman, 6'2", 165. We've called his name quite a bit, as well as Ethan Hughes for the Perry Maroons. That'll bring up 2nd and 5, actually a carry of 5 to the 49. 5 minutes here in the third quarter. Harmon back to pass. He actually gets back to Nababi. He'll cut back over the middle. Bumble stumbles and moves forward, and that'll be enough for the first down. Nick Nababi with 2 5-yard runs, and the Cashion Wildcats dealing in Maroon territory.
Yeah, and what you're seeing now is Shaq saying, "Hey guys, let's work on this run game, and let's control the clock, and let's get out here and make this a shorter second half, and really letting Nick kind of carry us down the field right now. Looks like Nick's going to get a little breather coming out here, putting Max back there. Max has a little different.
He got different gear.
Different gear than what
different gear. That's all right.
Nick has, but Nick looks like he's caught a little cramp.
He's up too.
Came over to the sideline and get him stretched out too.
So Max Brown in backfield with Harmon. Harmon with the snap, give to Max Brown across the middle, cuts back. Nice little lane. Good blocking up front from Camden Maroney, Joey Wilson. Great run there by Max Brown, and that'll be close to another Cashion Wildcats first down.
Where you gain another gear with Max, you kind of lose the tank mobility mindset that Nick brings out there.
Hey, little thunder and lightning.
Yeah, I love the speed that the Brown kids have brought to Cashion for the last what? I mean, it's just like there's a Brown kid, like there is a Nabavi kid. Every time you turn around, there's one making a big play.
They're still going, too. We still got Hank, Brian, got Nathan as a sophomore as well. So we'll see what happens. So Harmon back to pass, screen pass to Manning out to the right. Great block by Jace Evans. Little move there by Manning. Like a couple yards on that play. I really loved Jace get physical out there, as well as Cooper Frazee, who's checked in for Lagasse, as Max Brown's moved to running back.
We've got some younger kids out there blocking on those little bubble screens like that. Last year you saw Mason get those and a lot of times take them to the house. But when you have a kid like Brexton Green out there blocking for you, that's a game changer. Nick was out there blocking, and it's a game changer. Don't get me wrong, Cooper Frazee is going to be a great receiver out there and do a great job blocking down the field. But give him a little more time to grow.
A lot of that comes back to what Lane and I mentioned at halftime, coming back to age. A lot of these kids, you give them a year or 2 years, they're going to be making a lot of these plays that maybe they aren't executing as well as they are tonight, kind of a deal.
So Brown with the carry gets about 3 yards. It's down to the 27. Clock running here, 3 minutes, third quarter.
It's going to bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Wildcats.
We got Jackson Vandriff tight end right side, Brown to the left of Harmon. Another give to Brown up the middle. He's got a nice little lane, cuts back, spin move. Looks like does he have enough to fall forward for the first?
It's going to be real close. I mean, he did a good job of, putting his head down and trying to bowl over that kid to get that extra yard.
So it looks like Lagasse is checked back in. Jace Evans will come back out.
Looks like they got the first down.
And they did get the first down. Good call there, Drew. So first down and 10 from the 22.
First down and 10.
I think we might have seen the last of Nick Nabavi as he's kind of hanging out with Heath Pratt, telling jokes, talking about eating donuts or something. I don't know, but
yeah, and definitely just was cramping up on the sideline, and they'll probably let him get a good little breather in here, get him back on defense.
Harmon back to pass, deep post, Manning wide open, touchdown!
No, he dropped it.
Oh, in and out of the hands, great ball by Ben Harmon. I think that's one of those deals where Mason was just like, yep, touchdown, and falls in and out of his hands.
Yeah, and Mason right there, you want to see him. I want to see him hustle back to the huddle, get back up here and get ready for the next play and forget about that. Go out there and then try to catch the ball the next time. You can't let those things bother you.
Absolutely can't. That can hinder the next 5 plays if you sit there and dwell on one that you just messed up on.
There's
always the next
chance.
one.
Nathan Nabavi, the sophomore, is checked in for Mason. So we've got Vandriff, Nabavi, we've got Frazee and Jace. And we have a flag. We have a lot of stuff going on.
Flag on the play. False start is the call against the offense.
So Shaq yelling at number 1, Nathan Nabavi. Nathan's like, I don't know. I just came in. I don't know what to do. So he'll set back up, growing pains. So again, we've got a couple sophomores in Nathan Nabavi and Cooper Frazee. We got Jace. That's Lagasse, and we do have a timeout here. I don't know what's going on. I apologize, guys. I'm trying my best here.
From the sweat box, it is kind of it's hard to see everything that's going on.
Hey,
we missed some substitutions, timeouts.
We missed Kai Gilbert. He hasn't been in, or Seth Gilbert. I'm sorry, hadn't been in since about in the middle of the second quarter, and that's a kid that you miss.
Nabavi with the pseudo Wildcat drags about 112 pair of Maroons with him. Not sure what happened there. That was like almost a bounce off of Harmon's hands into Nabavi's hands, but he carries it forward. That's definitely going to be close to the first down marker. Let's see.
Like we said again with Nick, taking about 4 of the Perry guys with him on that one, just a tank rolling through there.
So actually, it's about a gain of it's about 10 with the mark off on the penalty. So it'll bring up about 3rd and 5 here from the 18. 1:43 here, third quarter. We've got Nick Nabavi in the backfield with Ben Harmon. We've got Nathan Nabavi, Cooper Frazee, Jackson Vandruff, tripped out below. Up top, Lagasse. Let's see if we might get Lagasse here singled up. Harmon back to pass, looking for Lagasse on the post, across the middle, and that's a touchdown. Cashion Wildcats. Landon Lagasse with 1 million yards receiving, and the Wildcats put another touchdown on the board to go up 46-14.
Hey, Landon is so good at setting up the defensive back that's on him. You know, he has that hard push to the outside, and then is so good at just switching direction and being wide open, and then give credit to Ben Harmon finding him for the touchdown.
So we've got is that Bryson Hogan up the kick. Nick Nabavi with the hold. Kick is up, and it is good. Mr. Freeze, Captain Cool, whatever you want to call him. We love Bryson Hogan. And the kick is up. The extra point is good, and the Cashion Wildcats extend that lead 48-14. Is it 48-47? Did I miss something? No, 47.
I'm gonna cut it over here. Oh, hold on just a second. I'm going to cut it over here. Watch Landon up at the top of the screen. You'll see him. He'll set this defensive back up with a hard push to the outside, and then just as that kid turns his shoulders, he cuts back in, and then Ben delivers a strike on that back hip and lets him catch it for the touchdown. Great job by Ben and Landon, and that right there is just hard work all summer long by those two getting out there and working route after route after route and learning that timing and knowing and trusting in each other to make those kind of plays.
Spot on assessment. And you got a feel for Desmond Williams, a junior, 5'11", 148 cornerback that's been matched up on Lagasse all day. I don't want to say that Coach Cole, we don't want to say child abuse, but he's aced them up. He had a whole lot of help, not a whole lot of safety help. And, you got to give credit to Shaq giving alignments to move those safeties around. And you know what? If you're, the Maroons defense, you got to have to pick your poison. And in that case, Harmon read the right D, made the right call, and a great passing catch.
Yeah, and that's the thing, a kid like Mason Manning can go off on a team just like this, right? But you got to put your head down and say, hey, maybe they're bracketing me, they're trying to take me out. My teammate's going to have a huge night, right? And so you got to have that mindset as the team, and how do I make the team better? And tonight, Mason's making the team better by them focusing more on him and not as much on Landon.
So Dylan Hyde, deep ball. I've been impressed with Bryson Hogan's kicking tonight.
Yeah, he's been pretty spot on.
Huh?
He's been pretty spot on as far as his kicking.
I agree. And so deep kick there to the 10. As looks like that was Dylan Hyde. He kind of wedged it in the ground, picked it up, made a couple nice moves. But it's like we're gonna have a block in the back. And that one will move it back after the initial gain coming all the way out to about the 35-yard line.
Chris, I thought you were going to be spot on, 42-14. It looks like that we passed that a little bit.
Don't mess with Chris. I told you, do not mess with him. He's the Rain Man of high school football.
Hey, I knew that we would score again. I saw it at halftime. I was like, I missed it this time. But I get close.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so let's. We've got a lot of guys out there. Nathan Nabavi out at safety. Max Brown moved out to corner. Jace Evans at other corner. So we've got some substitutes here. Seth Gilbert at safety. Hall working to the right side. Cuts back in. Nice job by Cotter slowing out that wedge. Nathan Nabavi in there along with
Nathan Nabavi coming in like a missile. I love to see that right there.
Some updates from some of the games going on anywhere else. Hinton we got the notification. Hinton won their game 28-6 tonight.
Okay, that's in our district.
Yeah, that's a district. Yep, and Hinton kind of struggled last year, but that's a big win for them.
They're 2-0, I think, on the season.
Yep.
Uh-oh, who's that? Who's down right there?
I saw I see Cotter there. I know there was some guys, looks like it's another cramp situation. So yeah. I'm telling you all, if you're watching from home, God bless you. I know you've got your AC running, got your favorite beverage. I don't know what your favorite beverage is.
I'm going to call out Chad Tishner not come to the game. I'm going to call out Randy Miller. He didn't come to the game. They've all been texting me. They're sitting in the AC. Those dudes right there, if y'all see them, tell them that they are not true Cashion fans. That's all I'm going to say right there. I'm kidding. I'm glad they're enjoying it.
Hey, we do love Silky Smooth, the voice of the Cashion Wildcat PA, Chad Tishner, and a fine representative of one of our fondest sponsors and Community State Bank. You'll see them in that right next to the scoreboard. There are 2021, 2022 scoreboard sponsor as well. We appreciate all those fine folks over at KSB, Leah Harmon and Shauna Sunkin and a whole bunch, and obviously Chad. So it looks like was that Cotter? It was Cotter that was getting tended to.
Preston
I was
Cotter
looking for him. I knew he was out there on that side. So Preston Cotter, that kid can hit dingers. So he can come out here and block and make some tackles as well. We love the kid. Great family. A little crampy cramp. Heath has been busy out there with the calf stretches. So with that, that'll bring up second down and 9. 55 seconds here in the third quarter. Got Nababi split out here. Nathan Nababi at corner here. Let's see if they go deep to Dylan Hyde. Hall will keep it right side. He's got a lane. Cuts back. Breaks a couple tackles. Nice job there. Who was that? Seth Gilbert with the... No, that was Jace Evans. Nice job by Jace Evans with a shoestring tackle, or Hall would have been gone for another big, long run.
If there's a lesson to learn on the defensive side of things tonight, it's that if you give Dylan Hall or Caden Hall room, to run, he's going to run, and he's going to make you kind of regret that a little bit.
And you saw Jackson Vanders getting up there really slow that played it. I mean, he's kind of holding his back there, and the way he was walking, may got a little stinger right there, but tough kid. Looks like he's going to stay in the game.
So 1st and 10 from the 46, Perry side of the field, 27 seconds, third quarter. Hall in shotgun. Double tight end set left side. He'll give it up to number 5, and he's met in the hole. Joey Wilson, Bryce Burke. Is that Juicy? Is that Martinez? It sure is. So big stop there on Caleb Owen. It's junior 5'9", 172, and that'll be a loss of about 2. And that'll be the end of the third quarter as the Cashion Wildcats are up big. We're used to this score here, aren't we, guys? This is a little bit more chicken fried chicken, mashed potatoes kind of feel right here. Meatloaf, I don't know what your comfort food is. This is how I like things. I can tell you, joining the fourth quarter last week, it was a different experience for me. I didn't even know how to handle that.
Another game score update on a final here. I just got a text that Fairview won their game tonight, 43-0.
All right, Fairview, the Yellow Jackets, even though they're orange and black.
Yeah.
I think they moved to 2-0. And I know Adam Dieselhorst, he loved, as an alum, typing that one out for the Fairview.
Oh, yeah, he did. I think he's been there sending us the updates the whole time.
So Northwest Oklahoma football is alive and well.
Yeah, and Lane just sent me some stats here. Looks like Ben Harmon is now he's up to 19 of 29 for 433 yards.
That's all?
In 3 quarters. Yeah. Is that it? Yeah. Great job by Ben tonight. 52%.
I'm going to guess he's done for the night.
65% completion percentage and 6 touchdowns on the night through 3 quarters. Yeah, I have a feeling we're going to see some JV, get somebody else in there, get a little experience. But who knows? You never can't tell about Shaq and what he's going to pull out of his hat, and may throw him in there and try to get him up another few yards under his belt.
No,
but
I got to believe that Ben's done for the night. I got to believe it. You might see Caleb Duran come in. I know he's been doing some work with the JV.
I saw that on the in pregame.
As well as Seth
him
Gilbert.
getting out there and throwing the ball around.
Seth Gilbert.
Seth was playing some quarterback.
No, Kai Gilbert. I apologize.
Oh, Kai?
Kai Gilbert. Yep.
Okay.
All right, so Cashion Wildcats with that last tackle for loss brings up 2nd and 11 here as we start the fourth quarter. 12 minutes on the clock, up 47-14. Appreciate you guys joining us here on Cashion Wildcats TV. Chris Gibson, Drew Baker, myself, Neiman Ababi here. Loving this night. Little keeper, it's a give. Joey Wilson. No, sir, you can't have any of that. Joey Wilson says, welcome, dum-dum-dum. Caleb Doan, you're going down. And I absolutely love Joey Wilson and his passion for this game.
You know, I talked about intensity and getting fired up. That right there, Joey Wilson, and his intensity that he brings to everything he does, and then the excitement right there, that's what you need to get this team fired up and want to get out there and just dominate like you know you can.
So they'll bring up 3rd down and 21, 11-26 here from the 35 of Perry. Hall in shotgun. He'll actually keep it. He'll throw it up. It's a fumble. Ball's loose. On the ground. Is that Joey Wilson? Hey, shout out to Seattle, Washington, Auntie and Uncle watching. Joey Wilson back-to-back plays. Caden Hall trying to figure out what he's going to do with that. The pressure's there, and my man Joey Wilson with a turnover.
Yeah, great job by Joey. I mean, we had the pressure back there, and that's what caused that. The quarterback went up the pass, lost it, and Joey with just the man with the plan to jump on the ball and give the Cashion Wildcats another shot at a quick touchdown here. And Ben is going back out there.
He's going back in. All right, so joining him in the backfield, looks like my man. Is that Branson?
Yep, that is Jake Branson right there.
Number 22, junior.
We got little big brother up front blocking for him.
Branson family. We got a bunch of brothers out there.
Preston is back in there.
That's good. Good to see Connor
cramp.
back in there. So Jake Branson to the right of Ben Harmon. You're going to see a steady dose here of handoffs. There's Branson, 800 track star. Little keeper run up the middle. Nice positive yard and gain there for the junior, Jake Branson. Give him about 2 or 3, and that'll bring up second down at about 7. 11 minutes here in the third quarter. Cashion at about the 26-yard line, looking to add to that 47-point total. I see Legastil out there. We've got Evans as well as Manning and Brown. It looks like number 77 has checked in. Jaden Miller at right guard for Juicy. Snap, give to Branson. He'll cut back. Nice little hole. Little cut back. Good vision there by Jake. Gets met in the hole by number 5. Caleb Owen, the junior, with the tackle.
Yeah, now, this right here is where you want your guys up front to really, get some experience blocking and kind of building that camaraderie up there up front and saying, hey, we know we're going to run the ball. They know we're going to try to run the ball and take some time off. Let's try to figure this out. That way, going forward in the season, that run game is there for you.
Snap. Harmon back to pass. Plenty of time. He'll keep it. He'll roll to his right. He'll flip it out of bounds wisely. And that's smart. That's your senior quarterback right there. We had one receiver over that, well covered by number 7, Dylan Height on Manning. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Kind of touched on it a little bit there, Chris. Getting to see some exciting run plays coming on here in the second half. Lane and I talked about it at halftime. Teams that have just been really good at only, in the passing game or only good in the run game, eventually down the line in the season, usually in the playoffs, you come across somebody that can stop what you do, and you have to adjust, and you have to be good at it.
Spot on. That's why teams like Ringling have done well for so long. Oof. Big pass and big stop. So we were just talking about number 11, Desmond Williams. He gets his as Harmon sets up Legas, and he gets beaten up pretty good. And that'll be a turnover of downs there as the Perry Maroons will take the ball on the turnover of downs right around the 20-yard line.
Yeah, on that time, I mean, you hope, if this was a game that was a little bit closer, you would think, all right, now we've set him up, right? Because now he made that big play like that. Now it's going to be a fake out to Landon and sneak somebody right over the top of him, because all he did was he just jumped that like no other. And by the time Landon got the ball, he had no chance of doing anything and was pretty helpless there for the kid to come up and make a big hit.
So 9:52, fourth quarter, Cashion up 47-14. Caden Hall, quarterback. Double back set. Looks like it's going to be a little double give. Rolling out to his right for the pass. Crossing route's not there. Intended receiver number 44, Matthew Larkin, in and out of his hands. That'll bring up second down and 10.
Yeah, now they're just trying to get him on the edge and try to find something open. And we've got such a good rush there that he's kind of running for his life and just looking for something across the middle, and that's always a dangerous thing for a quarterback to have to do, is rolling to the right, looking back, and trying to throw across his body.
And you've seen that all night. When their quarterback has to look around, has to start thinking about where he's wanting to go with it, it usually spells trouble for them offensively.
Second and 10, 9:46 from the 26. Hall back to pass to his left. Puts one up in the air. Jace Evans in coverage. Nowhere near number 19, Justin Denard, the intended receiver. And that'll bring up third down and 10.
Perfect example of that right there. They brought the pressure. He had to take a few more steps back than he probably wanted to and had to start looking around a little bit, and it put him in a bad position, and he ended up having to throw it away.
So the Cashion Wildcats doing their work here, trying to get what would be a 3-and-out, I hope. I'm not sure if Coach Cole will go for it here deep. But it's third down and long, 3rd and 10, 9:41. Clock stopping on those two last incompletions. Caden Hall in shotgun. Caleb Owen to the right of him. That'll be a give to Owen. He'll be snacked snatched up and eaten alive in the backfield. Jackson Vandrup on the read. He was not fooled. And that'll be a big tackle for loss for number 88.
Yeah, they're kind of figuring that out. If they show that they're going to kind of maybe go after the quarterback a little bit, he gives it to them, and then they just are able to come off and just completely shut down that run game. And, man, you love seeing Jackson Vandruff and Joey Wilson. I know he came out a while ago, but with just them having that success up front, that's something that we're going to have to live and die by on the defensive side of the ball this year.
Punt is up. Harkin, freshman, pressure. Woo! Tanner Dean on the pressure. Cooper Frazee catches on his hip, cuts back. He's got a lane.
He's going to go up for it.
He'll go down right around the
Good
42.
run by Cooper
so
Frazee.
Cashion will take over with 8:51 on the Perry side of the field. And this might be JV time, is it?
Yeah, you would think so. But I want to talk about Cooper Frazee right there. For a sophomore to come out there in a varsity game and go back there and receive a punt like that. Man, he was exciting right there. I didn't realize he was back there. Saw him catch it, made a couple cuts, and that's what you want to see out of a punt returner. Somebody that's got that quickness to kind of make that first guy miss and then really hit a hole, and that's what he did right there. And, man, I hope they kind of give him a chance to get back there and make some of those plays like that.
He had the energy and the excitement for it, that's for sure.
So, Cashion, looks like Ben Harmon is staying out there. He's got new set of receivers, Nabavi, Beitler, Frazee, and is that Max Higdon? It is, freshman. Give to Branson. He gets hit hard. Will fall forward. Branson will always keep those feet moving. He'll be given that forward progress to the 40. It'll be a gain of about 3 yards. Will bring up 2nd down and 7. Cashion Wildcats will change out some of their linemen, and it looks like Ben Harmon will come out, and he'll be done for the day as Caleb Duran, freshman, will come in. Joey Wilson will be coming out. So let's see if we can get some names out here. Number 63, Caden Seeley. Love seeing the freshman out there. 77, we've called Jaden Miller's name a few times. 64, Tanner Dean's out there as Preston Cotter comes out. Number 50, Hunter Gibson, sophomore, offensive line, defensive line. So we've got Caleb Duran, freshman. We've got junior Jake Branson, Nathan Ababi, sophomore, Beitler, sophomore, freshman Higdon, and Cooper Frazee Higdon. Give to Branson. Looking for that run. He's going to keep his feet moving forward. We'll maybe get a yard, and I'll bring up 3rd down and about 7.
Fantastic game by all the starters that came out, especially Ben, which one thing you want to see with everybody. Obviously, you want to see everybody getting better week by week by week. And I thought Ben played. He played great against Rejoice for as much as he could do, and I thought he played a little bit better even more tonight against Perry.
Yeah, and you see him kind of getting into that groove, right? Against Rejoice, he had a couple overthrows. Tonight he had maybe one, but other than that, he was putting it pretty on the money and giving. I mean, you look at the stat sheet. He was delivering the football on.
Yeah, we're being picky
on the dime tonight.
Duran give the big hole for Branson. He falls forward. Will that be enough? Will be close to a 1st down. Good run there. Good job by the offensive line with that push.
Yeah, good push. There was a little bit of a crease there, and Jake is a hard enough runner. If he sees a little bit of a crease, he's going to hit it hard and get those extra yards.
We got some famous alum here, Braxton Green, and
you better watch out. Caden Harrell will eat you in a minute.
So 4th down and 1 from the 34. Running clock here, 6:47. What's up, brother? You're hurting me, Braxton. Mundell Farms product. We love our Mundell Farms kids. Duran, keeper, Branson. And he's going to be swallowed up there. A little high snap there, came down, and that'll be a turnover of down. So the Perry Maroon defense bows up, gets the JV offense, and it'll be a turnover of downs with 6:30 left here. Looks like maybe 1 or 2 more possessions here in this game.
Yeah, I think so. I'd probably say 1 or 2, maybe 3.
Hey,
good job by Jake Branson there. Sorry, Chris, I didn't mean to cut you off. Just constantly running his feet, even when he hardly wasn't even touching the ground. His feet were just still pumping.
Hey, I was giving Chad and Randy the business a while ago, and Chad said he has his Cashion blanket covering him in his AC house, and then he said, "I'm waiting for Neiman to catch a cramp."
Oh goodness, it's possible.
Weatherford and Kingfisher. Weatherford 28, Kingfisher 19. The final on that game.
What's the score of some of those like Pawhuska, Morrison? What some of those? Morrison had a big game against. A really good 2A, I think, Oklahoma Christian school or something like that they're playing. So that's going to be a good kind of measuring stick
Ethan Downs,
game.
I think. Or no, I guess no. He's already led.
Yeah, just a kind of a measuring stick game for Morrison, because Morrison's one of those teams that we talked about in our preseason game preseason.
Yeah, they should be pretty good.
That should be good.
My Squirtle app will load here.
All right, so a little timeout here for the Cashion Wildcats. Coach Shack is a little miscommunication, it looks like, but probably needed just to make sure and get the essentially the JV defense ready to go. And again, we've got a mix of guys that are getting a lot of varsity minutes. We've seen Cooper Frazee, a little bit of Nathan Ababi, of course, Bryce Burke, we've called his name, Tanner Dean. So these guys are getting a little bit more minutes here with 6:30 on the clock. We've got Thomas back to pass. He's checked in, little loose ball, number 42. Number 42. Let's see if we can't get a name here. I apologize. Caden Friend, sophomore, running back, 5'10", 190.
64, Tanner Dean.
Is that Burke that's hurt? Looks like it is a sophomore who isn't on the tackle.
And he's laying face down, not moving. That's not a good sign. Let's hope he just had a little stinger or something like that. He can jump up.
So this game is kind of moraining. We'll go to a quick timeout. Be right back here on Cashion Wildcats TV.
Wiggins, Sewell, and Ogletree is dedicated to championing our clients through complicated and challenging litigations. We pride ourselves on a proven track record of success brought forth by fierce litigation skills. The lawyers and staff of our firm are dedicated to effective and personalized representation for every client who entrusts our service. Uncompromising integrity, unparalleled results. Call Wiggins, Sewell, and Ogletree, 405-232-1211. Gateway Realty is a mother-daughter team that has a heart for small-town life. Both Anita and Kelly were born and raised in Cashion and are still raising their families here. Their family homesteaded in Cashion in 1908, and it's been home ever since. Anita and Kelly know this town, love this town, and would love to help make this your home too. For a friendly face and trustworthy knowledge, call these hometown girls at 405-641-7388. Go Wildcats!
Cashion FBC is a church seeking to grow in Christ and our love for the body of Christ. With ministries from children to youth to adults, we strive to present the gospel in an engaging and meaningful way. Sunday school meets at 9:45 a.m. and worship starts at 11 a.m. Children and youth meet on Wednesdays at 6 p.m. Please check our website at cashionfbc.org for more information, and we hope to see you this Sunday, located a half-mile east of Cashion.
All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcats TV. Neiman Ababi, Chris Gibson, Drew Baker here live from Daniels Field in Perry, Oklahoma. The Cashion Wildcats here, fourth quarter action, up 47-14, 6:11 left. We do still have an injured player on the field for Cashion. We're taking a look at there as
looks like they're calling out the ambulance.
I hope not. I think while we're waiting here, definitely just to maybe turn our attention, from a standpoint of some scores, what do you have for us, Drew?
So just as far as some of the teams that we need to be looking forward to, the final against OCS and Morrison, OCS beat Morrison 14-0 in the final. A crazy game going on at Victory Christian right now. Pawhuska versus Victory Christian is 25-26 with 12 minutes in the fourth quarter to go. Let's see what else we can pull up here.
What was that Walters Wayne score? If you roll back up.
The Walters Wayne score, final 16-48, Wayne.
A lot of folks have Wayne, as a runner.
Yeah.
Deep in the playoffs.
Hinton beat Hennessy at Hennessy 28-6.
Oh, Moreland Pawnee.
Moreland Pawnee 22-14. Moreland final for that one. Woodland at Oklahoma Union 12-7 final.
Yep, those some good names that we've seen in the past. OCA laying it on Sayre.
Yep, 41-7. That's with a minute to go before half.
I think OCA has a brand new offensive coordinator, a guy that does a lot of quarterback camps, and I think they've brought some players into OCA along with him this season. So that'll be a team to watch out for in district play. We do have the card out there, and we don't want to. We're not going to try to guess in terms of what's happening, but certainly the medical staff and everyone's out there taking a look at. I believe it's Bryce Burke As everyone's kind of taking a look, we certainly appreciate all the medical staff and the folks, and we know high school football, all football, is a very physical sport. Certainly our prayers and thoughts to Bryce on the field there, and all the folks that are trying to take care of him. These are the situations where we joke and have fun and try to think, but again, this is a very physical game.
Yeah, it definitely is. And, when a situation like this comes up, I think we've all been in really competitive sports and been a part of a team, and when one of your teammates that has, gone through training camps and gone to the going to early morning weightlifting, and it becomes a brotherhood, right? And when you see one of your teammates down like that and cart coming out, man, it really hits you hard, and you see the look on a bunch of these boys' faces, and you've seen a couple of them going over and taking a knee and saying a little prayer. So if you're at the house right now, I'd say bow your head, say a little prayer for Bryce and his family, and let's hope that this is something they're taking a lot more precaution than anything else.
And you will see that a lot with injuries, especially if they just feel like they just need to on the precaution side. You will see a lot more of the precautions with the board and the cart and everything else, just to make sure.
It's possible that maybe he got his bell rung and was knocked out a little bit.
Yeah, I mean that happens all the time. It's more of a precaution.
Passed out a little bit. I'll tell you, I've gotten my bell rung a few times in my life.
Absolutely.
And so from that standpoint, again, you guys are spot on, taking all the appropriate precautions to make sure to protect the spine and the neck, and to ensure they've got vitals. And
seeing the cart doesn't always necessarily mean something bad. It's just usually for precautions, like we've said before. But obviously, hope that Bryce is okay. And
so while we're waiting, maybe we ought to go to a quick commercial and be right back here on Cashion Wildcats TV.
Absolute Pools, Lawns, and Landscape is not your ordinary pool builder. From traditional to exotic and anything in between, our staff offers paramount quality and service through the entire design and build process. We provide service to the entire OKC metro and surrounding towns. So relax, knowing our team is wholeheartedly committed to building a trusting and lasting relationship with you. Visit us on Facebook or give us a call today at 405-285-9729. Absolute Pools, Lawns, and Landscape.
Stream like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you get game day ready. Dr. Dieselhorst works with athletes of all ages, taking a coordinated approach to accelerate return to play and maximize athletic performance. His work with pros in sports training, injury prevention, bracing, functional rehabilitation, and imaging works seamlessly with his medical and surgical expertise. Get started by going to Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics. Let Dr. Matt Dieselhorst get you back on the field, backing all Oklahoma athletes on the field and off.
Christy Perry is a Cashion-based attorney providing clients in Oklahoma with trusted, experienced legal counsel regarding wills and trusts, bankruptcy, and other areas of law. Flexible scheduling is available to discuss your options, and your first consultation is free. If you need assistance regarding a legal matter, call your local Oklahoma licensed attorney, Christy Perry, at 918-373-0882.
All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcats TV. Neiman Abavi, Chris Gibson, Drew Baker. 6:11 here, fourth quarter. The cart and the ambulance for the injured Cashion Wildcat player has moved off the field. I think we did see his arms moving and everything from that standpoint. So don't believe in terms. We can't conclude on anything else. But it looks like he's receiving the care he needs. Rounding a nice round of applause for him as he left the field. So that'll bring up 2nd and 9 for the Perry Maroons on offense. Jake Thomas, quarterback in. Deep pass going up top, number 4 with the catch. Beitler with the defense there. Nice tackle. Fumble, ball's loose. Looks like he'll be counted as down as number 4. Tajon Williams, freshman wide receiver, 5'3", 105 with the catch. Beitler, sophomore in coverage, number 25. Bryson Butler, another long line of family brothers around here in Cashion. So that's enough for a first down. It'll be first down and 10 for the Perry Maroons. Again, Thomas in shotgun. Give to number 42, Caden Friend. He'll be met in the hole there. Nice job there by a slew of Cashion Wildcats, including number 77, Jaden Miller, Tommy Branson, maybe a little Caden Williams. Caden Seeley, I apologize.
Number 76, Tommy Branson.
So good job there by a slew of sophomores and freshmen there. So nice work. And, of course, Jaden Miller, the senior. Brings up second down and 10.
Another update from the Pawhuska Victory Christian game. It's now tied, or 33-32, I apologize, in the fourth quarter.
Who's up?
Pawhuska.
Rolling right, Thomas to his left. Plays there, in and out of the hands of number 4.
Thomas's pass falls incomplete.
That was, again, intended receiver Tajon Williams. Out in coverage was Beitler. So bring up third down and 10. 5:07 here. Clock stopped here with the incompletion. Got several folks coming in and out. See Tanner Dean coming out. See number 34 for the Cashion Wildcats. Timmy Jones checking in. Love seeing Timmy. TJ. We're going to start calling TJ. Give to 42, Friend around the outside edge. He's got a lane. Max Higdon there. Cooper Frazee eventually with the tackle. And that should be enough for the first down. So nice run there by number 42, Caden Friend, sophomore running back, the end.
Always some spirited fans with their own injunctures at the clock running at the end of these games.
So 4:51 here, fourth quarter, as Coach Harmon exuding his request to the other opposite side box. Thomas with the fumble, straight up. Ball is loose on the ground. It'll be recovered by the Cashion Wildcats. Great pressure there by Ryan Yandel, number 54. Love seeing Ryan in there. Senior offensive line D lineman. The recovery there by number 35, Zach Reeves, sophomore, getting some handshakes and high fives. So another turnover on the day for the Cashion Wildcats as they get the ball right around the, looks like the Cashion 47-yard line. So good press and good push there by the D line for the Cashion JV. Perry Maroons want to get a little bit more money out of their ticket here tonight as the clock is stopping. Well, the JVs are out here playing. So Caleb Duran, number 13 freshman out. We've got Beitler and Nabavi twinned up down here. Up top we've got Frazee and Higdon. Jake Branson to the left of Caleb Duran. Duran will hand it off. Looks like it'll be a short gain for Jake Branson, the junior. Get about 2 yards. He'll bring up second down and 8. And with that, Branson will have a seat. Timmy Jones will check in along with number 30. Blake Pickle, sophomore, wide receiver, DB.
2-yard gain on the play.
Looks like Cooper Frazee will come off the field as well. Second and 8 from the 49. Cashing up 47-14.
We talked about it last year and the previous years. You know, this is valuable time for these younger kids to get in there and get a chance to have a little bit of the spotlight on a Friday night for a bunch of freshmen and sophomores. And, man, the experience that you can get on a Friday night as a young kid, it pays off in the end, right?
Really
I mean, just think back when you were playing for Cashion and you were getting out there as a freshman, and then I think you started maybe sophomore
as a
year,
sophomore,
didn't you?
yeah. Which
so those freshman year minutes probably paid off.
Yeah, thankfully, and we had a great team that year, so we were able to play a lot as a JV squad out there, and it really helped a lot, and it'll help all these kids that are out there a lot too. And you like to see the kids that are out there now, even though there's 3 minutes left, you like to see those kids go out there and perform their jobs really well.
Caleb Duran with the keeper. Doesn't get much on third down. Great run there on second down by Timmy Jones. I love TJ. Watched Timmy since the 3rd grade. Bowling ball, strong kid. Mama says, unhook that trailer, Timmy, but I think Timmy does a great job. He's a patient runner. He's got, he's got great strength and was able to get a nice little run there on 2nd down. 3rd down run there by Caleb Duran. Doesn't get much. That'll bring up 4th down and 4, 2:30 running clock. Let's see what Coach, I guess it's Coach Cochran with the call here.
Quick update on the Pawhuska Victory Christian game. It's now tied with 5 minutes left in the 4th quarter, 33-33. So a shootout there at Victory Christian.
We love it. Duran with the give to Timmy. Timmy right side, keeps his feet. Tries to get past that initial line. He's still moving. Ball. Look at him. I'm telling you, Timmy. Timmy dragging guys. He gets a couple yards, maybe a yard on that. It still is not enough for the 1st down. That'll be a turnover of downs as the Perry Maroons are able to stop the Cashion Wildcats. And so with 2:06 left here in the 4th quarter, Cashion hanging on to a 47-14 lead. It was a lead that was built on the arm of Ben Harmon. Lagasse was a key contributor to that. Nick Nabavi on the ground, certainly scoring in any and every which way possible. Clock running here, 2:04.
And then we talked about the defense, and last week giving up 34 points. This week, really, I mean, they shut them down. I mean, there was the big punt that we had the turnover, and then a big penalty, put them on our front doorstep. They got in the end zone, and then you had the quarterback with that really big long run. But other than that, they had another real big run by the quarterback. Landon was able to chase him down, not let him get in the end zone. We stiffened up, didn't let them score. But other than those, that big run by the quarterback, that's the only time they ever really moved the ball much the whole game.
I mean, as a defense as a whole, they held them really well. I mean, other than, like you said, the punt mistake that we made, and then the couple times that the quarterback swept by with his speed, they've really done a great job defensively tonight.
Great tackle by Nick Jolliffe there, the sophomore, coming back in, tipped up. Intended receiver, number 44. We've called his name quite a bit for the Perry Maroons. Again, Matthew Larkin. We have a new quarterback that's checked in. It's number 3, Jackson Cunningham, freshman, 5'7", 154. He's checked in replacement of Thomas. So that'll bring up 3rd down and 7. Again, absolutely love Nick Jolliffe's game. He's going to be a good one at middle linebacker for the Cashion Wildcats. He's got those locks, too. He's got that hair. He's got that Brexton Green hair. 3rd down and 7. 1 minute. Swing pass out to number 4, Tajon Williams. He's still on his feet. Eventually brought down by number 30 for the Cashion Wildcats, Blake Pickle. Little safety DB out there, sophomore. Good job there by Blake. And we've heard that name a few times, the Pickle name.
A little bit. Winding down about 40 seconds. Chris, bullet point, what's your biggest takeaway from the game tonight?
I mean, Ben Harmon throwing dimes, I mean, when you have a kid that throws for almost 500 yards in 3 quarters, that 4th quarter he did play a few downs there, but Coach Shackelford never really let him throw the ball down the field again after that 3rd quarter. And, man, that's one thing that we're going to see a lot of this year is Ben Harmon to Mason Manning to Landon Lagasse. And those 2 kids right there, like I said earlier, one of them is going to have a big night, and the other one, may be the distractor. Tonight, Mason Manning was that kid that they were kind of bracketing, and Landon just made big plays. I want Mason Manning to take this and say, hey, they were covering me, so my teammate had a big game.
Absolutely.
Maybe next game it'll be my game.
So with that, the clock hit 0. The Cashion Wildcats victorious, moved to 1-1 on the season with a 47-14 victory over the hometown Perry Maroons. Coach Shack has done great and certainly is definitely happy about picking up the first victory of the season against 2A Perry Maroon here live from Daniels Field. We've had a good one. It's mixed. The hot box, the heat box.
Hot box got a little cool at the end.
It was a mixed start. The Cashion Wildcats are still trying to figure out what their identity is, but certainly appreciate you guys joining us. Want to give a quick shout out. Sounds like Bryce is okay.
Yeah, I mean,
things are moving along.
Just a little update. I mean, he was moving all his body parts.
Yeah.
But they're still going to be very precautious anytime there's a neck injury, and they'll take good care of him. But it's very good news to hear that he is moving, and it could be anytime you see somebody get carted off, it's gut-wrenching, but to hear that he is moving all of his body parts, that's a very good sign.
Always a good
Excellent sign.
update to get.
So with that, we'll go to a quick commercial. We'll come right back here with final comments and a few stats. Since we are on the road, we usually will hold off on the long game breakdown. We'll give you a couple seconds. Maybe if we get a couple stats from Lane, we'll go with it. Other than that, we'll provide our comments and get out of here. But hang tight with us. We'll be right back here on Cashion Wildcats TV.
Mark! Harry!
Thank you. Yes, sir.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
All right, welcome back to Cashion Wildcats TV here on the east side of beautiful Daniels Field from Perry, Oklahoma, where the Cashion Wildcats are victorious 47-14 over the 2A Perry Maroons. Coach Shackelford and the group go to 1-1 in the season and get a nice little revenge from last week. I would say great performance, but spotty performance against the Rejoice Christian Eagles. I don't know if we're going to have stats or not, but Drew, you kind of asked a couple good questions of Chris in terms of what his thoughts were and breaking down. It started with Harmon. Let me bring it back to you, Chris. In terms of the defensive side, there was a few things that both you and Drew had discussed. Do you feel like Cashion and Coach Wood's defense were able to make those strides that they needed to from week 1 to week 2, or game 1 to game 2, to kind of see the progression that we need to see for a championship run?
What were my keys, right? My keys were to make sure to keep the quarterback contained. For the most part, we did that, but when that broke down and that didn't happen, he had big runs, right? So, but for the most part, it was only maybe 2-3 plays of the whole game. Then the next thing was the gang tackling,
right?
And getting better at tackling. Are we there yet? No. We still missed tackles. We still had a few arm tackles. But for the most part, it was way better tackling tonight than it was last week.
Absolutely.
And you want to see it as the season progresses. You said it get better every week. They got a little better this week. Next week we want to see it, even more intensity, more people flying to the football. But for the most part tonight, they did a good job and really kept the Maroons contained, other than maybe 2 or 3 plays of the whole game.
You got to give credit to.
Yep.
Gosh, Caden Hall, he did it against Pahusky as a good athlete.
Fantastic job.
Drew, was there somebody or something that stood out to you as kind of a surprise today, maybe in a good way?
Surprised in a good way. I wouldn't say I was surprised at how well we were able to run the ball, but I was surprised at how quickly we were able to, the pass isn't working real quick. Let's go ahead and transition to the run and make it work and not just use it as kind of just a time killer and everything else. I thought for the most part, as far as like last week, missed opportunities, being misaligned, not being where we should be to make those big plays, I felt like we kind of limited that this week. And I feel like every big play that we should have made, we either made or had a justifiable reason not to make it. So, especially on defense, I felt like defense did a really good job of limiting their big plays and their mistakes. So it was, I thought they did good overall.
Yeah, we got Coach Shack coming in. So I guess we got an extra headset. Give him a headset. Give him a chair. Congrats, Coach.
Thanks.
Did you melt at all? Did you cramp up at all?
We had an AC in here. No, I don't think I worked quite as hard as everybody else did.
Well, we were breaking down a few of the things that we liked that we saw. Have a seat, Coach. Have a seat. Make sure that's off mute. Stay in here, Drew. Get your helmet, get your headset back on. I know you and Shaq are best buds, so make it happen. So, Coach Shaq, congrats on the 47-14 win. There was a lot of pretty stuff going on. There was still a lot, I'm sure, that you guys will have a chance to talk about in the film room.
Yeah, I think we'll still have to practice on Monday.
Initial thoughts. Just give us from the gut, the heart, your thoughts.
I thought defensively we played a lot better in the second half. I didn't think we were really very good in the first half, to be honest with you. I thought our effort was pretty poor. I thought our tackling was pretty poor, and just our overall effort I didn't think was very good. So it was good to see him kind of respond to a little bit of a challenge at halftime, play better on that side of the ball. Offensively, I thought we played pretty well all night. We just kind of stubbed our toe in a few drives. Otherwise, we probably could have scored at least 1 or 2 more touchdowns.
Well, you can't complain. I mean, we're looking at stats here. I mean, in terms of total offensive plays, 60 plays for 620 yards, 10 yards a play. It's almost Lincoln Riley-esque.
Yeah, I thought we executed really well. I thought our offensive line did a good job of giving us some time to throw the football, and Mason and Landon were having pretty good nights.
Yep.
And, when they kind of get it rolling a little bit, they're kind of tough to deal with. So, and we were able to run the ball a lot better than we did last week. I know we're not quote unquote balanced or whatever, we haven't been, but we could run it when we wanted to tonight and when we needed to tonight, and that was I was glad to see that. We couldn't always do that last week.
So Caden Hall, we saw him in the Pawhuska game. He showed some pretty good feet, and he had a couple runs. We weren't too thrilled about his peace sign as he entered the end zone in that last one. We made sure we let him know his scoreboard. But you guys came in prepared. Tony Wood always has a solid plan. Anything surprise you from Coach Cole and the group?
No, 9 was good. 9 was good. I thought they did a pretty good job of kind of mixing up what they were doing in the secondary. And not just kind of letting us dictate whatever we wanted to do. I know that sounds weird because we had such a good night offensively, but I thought he had a good plan. I just thought maybe his kids weren't, they weren't quite ready to deal with some of the stuff that we had. But I think Perry's I think they'll be okay in their district. I think they compete for a playoff spot in that 2A1. So, this is a hard place to coach football. It really is.
Wrestling, right?
Wrestling rules here, doesn't it?
Wrestling rules.
Yeah.
It's just they just don't really have much tradition. But he's done a really good job of getting kids to kind of buy in, and if he sticks around, I think that he can get it turned around.
Hey, tell me this. At halftime we came out and we saw like a four-man front on that defense.
Yeah.
What was the discussion there, and is that something y'all had maybe talked about coming into the game, or is that just something that you threw in there at halftime?
We just kind of threw it in there at halftime. Now, we've got some stuff, where we can get in our 3-man front and move it to a 4- to 5-man front. But, the reality is, and, it's such a work in progress.
Yep.
We lost so many starters on defense last year. We've got guys that can play, but we've got maybe a different set of guys than we've had in the past. We kind of went to the 3-4 a couple years ago because we didn't have a lot of big bodies.
Right.
We had a lot of linebacker type kids, and we could get them on the field. And as we're kind of going through the year and just looking at personnel and how we can play and kind of how we can keep guys fresh and that kind of stuff. Tony came up to me out before halftime. He said, we may have to run a 4-3, and I said, I don't care.
Let's go. Yeah.
Do whatever you got to do. It doesn't matter to me.
I mean, you got all the puzzle pieces, and and we saw it in that first half. It wasn't like they were just running all over, but it just wasn't like that normal, coming to the ball and stopping.
I didn't think we were near aggressive enough.
Right.
On that side of the ball, and we've talked about it. I'm sure you guys have talked about it. Defensively, we lost so many guys that can make plays that the guys that are out there, I don't know that they're used to having to go do it.
Yeah.
It was always, even if they wanted to make a tackle last year, they probably couldn't get there before somebody else did.
Yeah.
So maybe that's part of it.
They're just having to figure out how to be that leader.
They're going to have to play, and I told them at halftime. I mean, we've been really good on offense here for a whole bunch of years, and we want to stay title when we held people under 10 points a game. And, that's the side of the ball that we have to be good at, and that's the side of the ball that we have to get a lot better at. The good news is Tony does a great job. And,
yeah.
I think we'll get there. It just might take us a little while.
Drew, you got anything to add?
Nope, I think you kind of hit the nail on the head there.
All right, well, Coach, appreciate you coming in. Neiman, did you have anything else?
Just say, hey, listen, so preparation, we've got Thomas next week. No, Minko coming to town. In terms of, I don't know if you want to make any comments regarding any of the players. I know we had a serious event on the field. I don't know if that's something that you can offer up in terms of some of the folks.
I don't really know. I know with neck injuries and things like that, they're always super cautious. He could feel everything, he could move everything, but I'm not a doctor and I don't pretend to be one. So when they say, hey, we need to go have her looked at, then we just go do that. And, we'll see what they say. I anticipate him, probably being okay. But like I said,
okay, fair enough.
Outside of that, we had another kid with I think a slight concussion that we'll probably end up getting back next week. So, the great thing about having a guy like Heath here,
yep.
And Cameron, Dr. Hogan, who can come down there, is that I don't really have to make those decisions. It's kind of out of my hands, which is awesome. I just do what they tell me.
We were bragging about Heath as well. The amazing resources that we have here at Cashion.
Tremendous asset to be able to have him, because it takes. We don't have to guess. We don't have to say.
Right.
Well, I think it's this based on I've seen 15 people roll their ankles, so this is what I think it is. But he can just tell us, so that makes it really nice.
Hey, next week we've got alumni weekend.
We've got Legends Night.
Legends Night.
Yes, we've got a couple different things planned for next Friday night. One of the things we're going to do, we're going to honor the 81 state championship team.
40-year anniversary.
Yeah, but we want anybody. If you've played football at Cashion, I don't care if it was last year, if it was 50 years ago. We want you to come back and
the sprinklers come on.
We want you to come back and see, kind of see what we've done with the place. We'll, hopefully we'll be able to show people the school. And, if nothing else, they can see the football field and the field house and that kind of stuff. It should be great.
Fantastic. Well, Coach, we really appreciate you coming up. We're super pleased with Drew Baker. Hopefully, you can get.
Awesome. Yeah, we're working on making Drew the next great sideline recruit.
Absolutely. We're going to give him a mic.
We're calling it Drew's Clues.
Yeah. Drew's Clues.
Handshakes with Drew.
There you go.
We'll figure it out.
Shaking hands, kissing babies.
Hey, we're pleased that you came up here, Coach, but I'm telling you, we're ready to get out of this the sweat box. So with that, again, thank you guys so much for joining us here on Cashion Wildcats TV tonight. It's a Cashion victory, 47-14 over the hosting Perry Maroons. We're going to be back to action this next week. Obviously, a lot of softball coming up with Coach Chambers, but we'll be back live home on Friday night, 7 o'clock, as the Cashion Wildcats, 1-1 now in the season, will be taking on the Minco Bulldogs. So for my buddy Drew Baker, obviously for Coach Shackelford, and for Chris Gibson, I'm Nino Bobby. Thank you guys so much for joining us here. God bless and go Cats.